got a couple minutes here. Couple
Facebook.
And we are live.
We're live, but we have to launch to our own pages.
We're setting it up.
So just give us 2 seconds. Share, feed, friends. It's Monday. You're live for Marital Hate with Doug and Stacy.
Hello.
We're married. Sometimes we hate each other.
Sometimes
Usually
we don't.
love each other.
Sometimes we don't.
We're best friends.
And sometimes we sleep in the same bed.
Sometimes we sleep in the same wet spot.
Sometimes we sleep in different beds because daddy snore.
Yes. And
Allegedly.
P.S. Our guest room is amazing.
Oh, our guest room is this.
It has a sauna
Great.
and essential oils and every supplement known to man. Lots of like nice books and like crystals and actually there's a ton of art in the closet of my paintings that I keep meaning to hang.
And there's a memory foam bed that remembers you.
We have memory foam in both of our mattresses actually.
Yes, but that one in the guest room is.
And Doug hates. He loves the mattress. Hates the bed.
Oh,
I have had that bed. I bought it at IKEA. Oh my God. 2003. I've had it 20 years.
Well, good for you.
Holy fuck.
Although it's been like
Is it
hacksawed,
2003?
and I always hit my knees on it.
Yeah, I think it was 2003. And then it had the high end, but it blocked my TV. So at one point, I had somebody cut the bottom off. And yeah, it's that black swirly bed from IKEA. And when it was our bed, we upgraded to a king size, which is a story. But
Fit for a king.
we had the queen size, and all we brought with us was that bed and the mattress because they didn't take up any space. It was an iron bed. I hate that it's backwards. Big mat.
It's like a mirror.
Oh, by the way, the marijuana has long kicked in. I had to take
I
it around
love
3.
smoking marijuana.
I had to take it around 3 today. I was really not doing so well. I'm having some stomach stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I have so many problems. We can talk about that later.
To which I gave her a lunch of yogurt with fresh cut mango.
Homemade yogurt.
Homemade. I made that.
Homemade organic
I
yogurt.
milked those flamingos
With
for
local
it.
mangoes. Were they local mangoes?
Well, they bought them down the street.
Well, we grow mangoes here, although a lot of the mango, rest in peace mangoes. Anyway, we did you launch on your page?
Did I? Yes, I am launched on my page.
Cool. So what were we talking about? Stacy Hayes gear. No. Stop looking at your phone.
I'm making sure I shared it. I shared it twice.
So what was
So
I talking
nice.
about?
I shared it
We were
twice.
talking about something.
We're talking about mangoes. You have stomach problems. It's always
No,
ends
before
up
that.
the bed, the
bed. Oh, so Doug hates the bed. During COVID we bought a new mattress. Get this. This is actually just like a nice little consumer tip. We bought a mattress through Amazon. It was too hard. We're like Goldilocks.
Oh, it was crazy. It was like
too hard for Doug. I was fine with it.
milk crate or
I'll sleep
something.
on anything. I'm a narcoleptic. I can sleep anywhere. I slept through a Lollapalooza concert when Fish was on the back lawn. So I think we've proven that I can sleep anywhere. What are you doing? What light? The pool light? I don't care.
Yeah, but when it gets
All
dark,
they care about
it
is
doesn't
that-
look like anything.
All they care about is that the flamingos are centered. If the
Right,
flamingos
right.
aren't centered, they get very upset.
Well, I actually went over there and centered
It's our
them.
pal Tracy. She
It-
does not like that.
It
when they're
is
off.
rainy. It's breezy here today, so those flamingos could go flying. The ones in the pool are going back and forth.
Yeah,
it's like
nice and
Wild
windy. You
Kingdom
watch
out here.
The tops will, the screens will make waves. So I wanted to get back to what I was talking about, the bed. So we ordered a new mattress from IKEA, and it has to take like a while to open. And it was during COVID, and so I was like, hey, I want to return it. And they're like, yep, okay, cool, just put it back in the box that it came from. And I'm like, yeah, that's not possible because it's a memory foam mattress. It was squished. I don't have like a industrial machine. But I'm on the phone with this woman and she's telling me all about the breakup she's going through. Because you know how it is. I become friends with customer service people. And so she's going through a breakup and she hates her job and blah, blah, blah. So she was completely useless. So I did what I always do, call back and get someone better. So I was like, oh my gosh, well, I hope everything gets better. Thank you so much for your help. Blah,
Wait,
blah, blah.
did you say your boyfriend doesn't even like you, so I'm getting a new person?
No,
Click.
I would never do
Okay,
that.
I'm just
Somebody
checking.
is in a
Just
bad
checking.
time. You don't kick them
Just
when they're
checking.
down. You only kick them
You
when
did
they're
it in
your
a subtle.
way.
You did it in a subtle
I would never do
manner.
that. So anyway, so I hung up the phone and immediately called back, and I got someone who was like, "Oh, you live in Massachusetts? Yeah. Well, you have ridiculous COVID lockdowns." I'm like, "Yeah, tell me about it," because we lived in Massachusetts at the time. And so then they were like, "Oh, just keep it," because no one will take it because of COVID. So I actually couldn't find anybody who wanted it. Then my friend Donna took it for her daughter. Then she took it and put it in her camper. So they got a free mattress, and we got a new one, which is the Lucid Medium Firm. But now I'm starting to worry about the formaldehyde that may be in it. I hear IKEA is actually an excellent place to buy mattresses because they go by the European standards as opposed to the American standards for safety. So anyway, we do have 2 memory foam mattresses. The one in the guest room is awesome. The one in our bedroom, not so much. And IKEA for cheap beds and healthy mattresses and
meatballs made of horse meat.
Meatballs made of horse meat. I like. Listen,
Yum.
what decides like what animals we eat? We only eat the ones.
I know,
we
it's
like,
very
don't
strange,
like.
and we don't drink milk from like a pig, right?
Dude, I could see there's something happening with the wind.
it's-
I could see people being like, I don't like this particular animal, so I'm going to eat it.
Right.
Or maybe they're like into that and they're
Well,
like, I like this animal and I'm going to eat it. But like, if I were going to eat things I didn't like, I'd be eating people left and right.
You heard
And
it
not
here.
in like a lesbian way. Not that
You
there's
heard it
anything
here
wrong with that.
first.
I've been there.
All right, so I think it might have something to do with like, is this animal plentiful? Can we eat this thing for as long as we like? People eat
Well,
whales.
horses would be
stuff
very
like that.
plentiful.
They're hard to catch though. They're fast, like greyhounds. You don't see anybody eating greyhounds.
What is IKEA doing to keep their horses? It's all the weed. And,
No, you know
oh,
what?
wait, Sweden?
It's
is-
smaller, so they can
that's
corral
Denmark?
them. And it's
Is weed
winter
legal in
time, so they're
Sweden?
not.
I have a bunch of Swedish friends too, and I don't.
So
even
they're
know
slipping on the ice. They're easy to catch.
I don't think
in
any
Sweden.
of my Swedes watch the podcast, but I do have 3 Swedish friends from college: Eamon,
My car
Sarah,
is
and
from
Elizabeth.
Sweden.
Love you guys. What's that?
My car is from Sweden.
His car is from Sweden.
Yeah, all hell.
Unfortunately, it's gonna have to get put back together because it's starting to
It's,
fall apart.
It's old as that bed.
Okay, so the bed. So anyway, Doug hates the bed, but it has lived in Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and now Florida. So it's lived in 4 states and probably about 9 towns. So we're nomads. I really want to live in a van down by the river. We're almost there. Although the unemployment money came in,
So
we're still bleeding profusely, but we are no longer hemorrhaging. So anyway, the funny thing is when we got to Cape Coral, we sold everything at home and only brought sentimental items with us, and that bed was not really sentimental, but we need a place to sleep. So Doug's dad's desk, 40 boxes of stuff, which was like
42 bins.
42 bins. We actually drew a map inside the U-Haul, and counted out everything. Doug and our pal Zach went around the house and they were shouting out measurements, and they were, what were you guys calling each other, captain and lieutenant?
We were
or
measuring
something?
things in military terms.
And usually we use we have a Volkswagen tape measure that we found in the dirt at one of our houses, and it was buried in the dirt under rocks, and it said when you would pull it out, it would say trunk.
Yeah, luggage compartment for a Touareg.
And so
wasn't helpful at all.
We would measure things in Touaregs. We'd be like 3 Touaregs. It's 3 Touaregs long.
So me being a visual thinker, we needed to know how much stuff we needed to get rid of, because that day when we're moving, if there's extra stuff, we have no way to get rid of it, right?
We went from a house, so our old house there was a huge pantry, massive kitchen, dining room, Doug's office, and he collects stuff. The living room, there was a whole bookshelf in the hallway upstairs, our bedroom, the guest room, and the spa. And the spa was as big as the living room. It was bigger than the living room, I think.
It was a good size, yeah.
So we had 9 rooms, not including bathrooms. So we'll call the bathrooms 1 room. So 10 rooms total to pack, not to mention any outdoor stuff or whatever. We had to get rid of everything.
BB
And we did
guns.
this within 30 days. It was
insane.
32 days
Yeah.
from soup to nuts.
From when we decided to come to Florida for treatment till the time we actually moved, there's things happening in
It's not a hurricane.
the breeze.
Well, it might be. And we get tornadoes sometimes. We're used to
Yeah,
it.
nothing to be alarmed about, folks. We're okay. I've lashed myself to this table. This glass
Flamingos-
top table.
My biggest worry is that light will break into a billion pieces. We have this.
No, that ain't going
We
anywhere.
haven't bought a ring light yet. We're not spending any money. And so if
This is
anybody has
proof of
one that they're not
concept.
using, send it on
This,
down.
this is proof of concept.
Anyway, we have these light bulbs, and it's these old iridescent light bulbs, and they're so beautiful. They're big and round, like me, and they have like a gold tinge to them. So,
Right. So you'll see how we're like
but
a
if
nice
they break,
rosy glow.
we're by the pool. It's going to shatter everywhere. I'm going to have cuts in my feet till the end of time. So, yeah. Then what else? Oh, so when we got here, we drove around with we still had the U-Haul. So we got here, we unloaded the U-Haul. We had called the UPS guys. They never showed up.
I want to talk about my sketch.
Oh, your sketch
So
was amazing.
So we did. We measured the U-Haul. We knew exactly, what the wheel wells were. We knew the height, everything. And we figured we measured the bins. We figured we could get 42 bins if we stacked it with Dad's desk, my father's desk,
the sauna, my
desk
grandmother's
forward.
china cabinet.
We had a desk forward and a desk sidewards. But we figured for towability, heavy desk had to go at the front, and we stacked everything: the mattresses, the sauna, the piano shelf thing. Like so,
Thank you, Russ and Brian and Jen.
Russ came along, took a
Zach. Oh my God.
Well, Russ had spent some time on boats, so he knew how to
He's a boat captain.
put things in small places. So
Chip.
So he came over and he's like, I got this, whatever. I'm really good at it. And he was, and I'm like, look, I've worked this out, and I had the sketch. And Russ looks at the sketch.
We still had it.
And he's like, all right, let's go. And so,
And by the way, Russ is a shorter gentleman, and so it was perfect.
It was
he
good
could
'cause he was
stand
right
in
in
the
it.
U-Haul, and if you were like
So-
a 6-footer, you
Right.
weren't gonna be able to do
so my
that.
favorite part of packing that U-Haul,
Like he was bent over, but easier.
we had the piano shell, right? It's a baby grand piano shell, which is now shelves. So we put that in, and then we loaded it with things like my saxophone, my bass clarinet, a bass guitar, all this stuff. So we put instruments
It was
in
insane.
an instrument and slid it in.
And we left a futon behind because we were like,
We could either-
fit the futon, and then it was like, we could have fit the futon,
We
but that's
could've.
okay because it went to their daughter,
Right. So
and
we're all
she's
good.
got it in her hangout room with her friends.
And
yeah.
it was funny. Once we loaded the
think-
thing, I compared it to my sketch, my rear elevation sketch of the thing, and
Exact.
it was like exact. And
Exact.
then so when we got here, I opened it up and took another picture, and like stuff
I
had
mean,
shifted a
like
little
a little
bit,
bit.
but not bad at all. But it was like, so when we got here, we were trying to figure out, oh crap, where did we put the towels and stuff? So we ended up finding it. It was great. I ended up emptying out the whole thing with the exception of
We
two
had
pieces.
a wall, just a whole wall of clear
Bins.
Rubbermaid
Yeah.
bins, because that's what we packed with, because we knew things were going to get broken in the move. As a matter of fact, we lent them to our friend Huddy for his move, and we hope to not need them anytime soon. And so what else? Oh, so we had the bed, we had the bins, we had our chairs, like our camp chairs.
Yeah.
We had
Blow-up mattress.
guitars,
Yeah.
2 televisions, an inflatable mattress. Because the inflatable mattress we could just plug in before we unpacked everything. So then we had we had called U-Haul to come help us, and they never showed up. So the hot water wasn't working, which the hot water was turned down, but the bigger issue was that
the single shower
it's
knob
backward.
is
It's
backward.
backward.
So I was putting it on cold, waiting forever. Nothing.
Like they should put a note. And I'm like, I always tell Doug, like, we should put a note so they know that the shower is backwards. But Florida houses, I hate to say it, they are notoriously built to be destroyed by a hurricane. Like, I feel like they're like, we're going to build this of concrete, but the roof is going to be like, a roof. So that's probably going to fucking blow off. The whole thing may blow away, or you may get washed out to sea. It's going to get covered in mold. So every 20 years, you throw out all the houses. And it's not like true everywhere. Like there's some really cool older homes at St. Augustine. I love the houses in Key West. Like there's a lot of cool stuff. But, when you were trying to get home insurance down here, you really have to have a newer home. So like, I think it's, the last, I don't know, what did they say?
you said like 20 years, right?
They
It was
told
like-
us, my realtor told us not to look at anything older than 20 years old. Like the newer, the better. The other thing was, or ideally no older than 20 years old. It had to be a hip roof, not the roof that just goes like that, like the one that's like
a peak.
like it's got multiples, more than one peak.
multi-angled. Yes.
More than one peak. They also said avoid solar at all costs. We've seen a lot of people get dropped off their insurance in general. Insurers are leaving Florida. solar panels, because they're attached to your roof, which means that they leak. If the roof has to be repaired, they have to take the solar panels off, or if there's a problem with the solar panels, it's a risk to the roof. So they don't like to insure it.
Hurricane Ian was something like the second most costly storm ever.
Yeah, well, and they just
so that's why
reclassified it to a Cat 5.
They did.
So, I mean, the bottom line is insurance in Florida is a bitch, and I don't know where we were going with that. But we moved in, and we had nothing but the U-Haul trailer. And we were thinking we wanted to buy a house. Well, when we first got here, it was like we were going to come here for a year and see how we liked it. And like the second day, I was like, there's no way I'm fucking leaving.
She told me if I wanted to move, I have to get a divorce. So I'm like, that's a lot of work. Moving in, like, just pick one. And
I will take your guitars.
So I am like, all right, I'll stay here. It's not, I mean, I still miss everyone. I miss New England, and I wish I was closer to my kids. But the kids seem to like to come down. So
I actually think it's been really good for the kids. I mean, Wes is broken from his normal routine, and he's going off and doing more stuff independently, like with his friends, and he's doing more with his career. I'm so proud of Wes, and I want him to just be like, hey, I'm flying down, and just to be like, pick me up at the airport.
Yeah.
That's like the day I dream of, is for Wes to just be like, hey, can you make it to the airport, because I'm going to be there tomorrow, because he can do it, and he's really just doing absolutely amazing things. I am so proud of him. He's so handsome. I hope he's listening tonight. I don't know what else. You know what though? Sometimes Wes, he'll pick a fight with you. Be careful.
He'll drop some bombs. No, I'm kidding.
Wes is the biggest sweetheart on the planet. I love him. I wish I was more like Wes, and I wish I had a brain that worked like his.
I wish you were more like Wes.
Kid calls me to tell me about my half birthday. He doesn't actually call me.
Oh,
he tells you to tell me.
We have a thing. We're supposed to, on your half birthday, you're supposed to sit on half a cake. You're supposed to sit on it. I don't know where that
we
came from.
haven't actually sat on a cake yet. The problem is that we have grown an affection for bubble room cake, and bubble room cake is too expensive to sit on. Actually, can I tell you something? When we win the lottery.
Oh, we're sitting on a bubble. Yes, I did.
Okay, when we win the lottery, tonight. Okay,
Boom.
When we with this our Easter present to each other, a lottery ticket, a single lottery ticket.
One number.
So hang on. When we win the lottery, on our birthdays, we order bubble room cake, sit on it. Because we're rich and we can sit in a $200 cake.
You just look like that 5th grade teacher that sat on Zach's lap. That's what you look like.
Doug made me promise to never wink again, and I said, I will never wink again if you never tell a dad joke again. Have you promised?
I didn't promise anything. Eyelids looks like it's stuck together like with glue, and you're like trying to get it apart. I love humor. I love dad jokes. I love good dad jokes, not bad dad jokes, but they're
You tell a dad joke. My vagina was like a nice pretty flower. It was so welcoming, and it all of a sudden goes.
Wow. So what are you saying? The dad joke makes you
recoil. It drives my vagina into the Sahara Desert.
Recoil in terror.
I'm like, I don't know what it is when you don't have any parts. Is it a Munich?
It's a eunuch, not a Munich as a place.
Germany. I've been there. Only to the airport though.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was in Sweden because we were talking about Sweden, but Munich, Sweden.
That might be a thing. You don't know.
It's not.
My friend Mick wanted to go to a town named Griffin in America, and I'm like, dude, there's 17 Griffins in America, and he's like, oh, I'm like, do you know the guy is like, I don't know, he was like the director of sales. I think he's a VP of marketing right now. I'm not really sure, but for a tech company, didn't think to Google that shit. Mick, I love you, but really, Google.
Well, I've been to Douglas, Mass. I have been to Douglas, Mass.
Yes, I have been to Douglas, Mass. I also bought a house there. Built a house there actually. Back to what we were saying. So we got this U-Haul. Water's not working. The guy comes, and I'm like, "Can you help us unload this?" And the guy did it, and it was like
tried to give money, he wouldn't take it.
I put $100 in his bag.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Because that's how I roll.
Well, that's what we were going to pay the U-Haul people, and this guy was fantastic.
And he helped, and he had like an old injury. He was a super nice guy, all into like the metaphysical and stuff. His name was Mark. He was a retired New York City firefighter, and he.
Oh, that's right. He had injuries from the job.
He had a property management company. I don't know.
He's a good dude. Good dude.
Super. I don't know if he's property management or HVAC, but just the nicest dude ever. Anyway, then we needed to find somebody to help us pick up furniture, and somebody had posted on the Cape Coral Residents Facebook page, which by the way is generally a cesspool. People are just so mean to each other, or they're like a shitload of Karens that need to get laid. I don't know which it is, but anyway, this guy Joshua was like advertising, and we used him. We used him for we used
Couple
him
things,
for
and then
moving
we-
furniture
yeah.
like 2-3 times. He's a super nice guy. We got
Then
to
we
meet
went to his
family.
baby's first birthday party.
We went to his
It was-
baby's first
met his
birthday
whole
party. We
family.
bought our little slide. His whole family. They were so nice. We were supposed to hang out with them, but we had a concert that night. That was the night of the Everclear concert.
Oh, that's right. It was.
Nicest people you'll ever meet. And we haven't seen them, and we were supposed to have them over, but we have just had the fucking worst year. Like,
Well,
it's just been a shit
well,
show.
you can see back there, the clouds are breaking. We're gonna have a good year this year.
It's going to be a good year.
Q1 was not so good, but we're coming out of it.
Well, I
Q2.
got to tell you, when we talk about this weekend, I think that people will understand. Things are getting better. So, we met Josh. We bought our sofa, which is the new orange couch, not to be confused with the old
Yeah.
orange couch, which we'll have to tell you about sometime because
Legendary.
everyone loves the orange couch. It's the thing of legends. And we've got our this new sofa. We bought it from a couple named Jan and Paul. And
Fantastic
they
people.
were so nice. And their neighbor Susan, she had Lyme disease like me, so we talked about that. And they're like, "Oh, how do you guys all know each other?" And we're like, "We met him on the internet."
We had never
And they're
met him before until we
"You
pulled
have
up to
it
the
in
house
our
with us.
really fancy house.
Oh my God, their house was unbelievable. Like the entryway was like 11 feet tall, and it was all.
They were the
it
nicest
was-
people.
but they were just amazingly like.
He
just
was like, he
amazingly
made me
nice
think
people.
of like a game show host.
He
like,
was. He was.
so,
He was a great
but like
guy.
not
Great
in like
guy.
a cheesy way. Like he was so smooth.
Oh, no, he was-
I bet he got a lot of
Of what?
Janets back in the day.
Probably like
Jans and
like-
Marsha
like
and
Jack
Cindy.
Tripper.
He probably got a little Greg and Greg and Peter and Bobby. I don't
Larry
know.
from
I'm just
upstairs.
saying that everybody was into this guy. So we call we'll be on the sofa calling each other Jan
Right.
and Paul.
But it's a almost like a little circular sectional
it's a-
with a recliner on each
it's
end.
L-shaped.
We both grab a recliner, and that's.
And we're good to go.
Yeah.
But then we don't snuggle on it, which on the orange couch you can snuggle. And
Well, it's
the
a
orange
little-
couch.
yeah.
Dude, the orange couch. Doug and I bought it on our third date.
Yeah, that was
third date
exciting.
or third date?
Fourth date.
Fourth date we bought it. I bought it because I was moving into a new house. And so I was looking for furniture and I had seen this with my friend Mike, may he rest in peace. And Doug and I went to look at it. So I got that couch and this leather couch. Doug figured out how to put them in the rooms in the house for like $2,800, including tax, delivery,
Brand
and
new.
and they were they were both floor models.
Floor models, but
and they
brand
were
new.
delivering my refrigerator for me too, for $2,300. And then what else happened? The orange couch. So the orange couch was filled with down feathers, and it was super deep. And so when like you get mad at your husband, don't buy a comfortable couch, because when you're pissed at him, you say, "Go sleep on the
Every day
sofa."
of the week.
You don't want him to have a comfortable sofa, and that was the problem with the orange couch.
It's too comfortable. Usually there was a bunch of kids sleeping on it.
That's true. We counted. We had 68 different people sleep on the orange couch.
Yeah.
68 people.
It was L-shaped.
We desperately.
Not at one time.
It was 10 feet by 10 feet. We've had at least 4 people sleep on it at once.
Yeah.
And that was full size people, not
That was
kids.
that was that night we had everybody put their key in the fishbowl. Remember that? That was a good
Oh my
time.
God, could you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
We are not those people. I taught him the cheat code. It took, takes a little while, and then
And then what? You were talking.
Done.
You were talking about our
I want to
weekend.
say
we
you
had
had it down by the end of the first month.
Wow.
Like you knew the cheat code. It's like been like playing Mario with you. You
Well,
did good at first, but you got a lot better. And
you-
then when we played the music, like when we play Mario,
Yeah.
it was even better.
was
It was
even
on
better
a
'cause
whole other level.
I don't like when I'm trying to have the love and it's like the Mario's like underground song.
We don't usually play that while we
Oh,
talk.
okay.
Do we?
No, we've never done.
Do you want to try it?
No. Although I
What if
did
you went
recently.
do-do-do-do-do-do? Would
I
you
did-
feel like you had to go do-do-do-do-do? I would be like,
Boom, 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 boom,
do-do-do-do-do.
Thank you. I have
Say if you're a
uncovered.
good husband,
I
you push your
uncovered
own head down.
someone had posted the 3 songs that they used as inspiration for the Mario music, like just weird like fusion jazz from the 70s.
Okay,
It's
we'll have to
actually
look back
really
onto
cool.
that because
Yeah, yeah.
we're 3 stories away from where we started.
You started to talk about the weekend or something
No,
about how we
haven't
had
gone to the
some
weekend yet.
Crazy weekend.
So we have that couch, several of other pieces of furniture that we bought. We have areola that we bought from our friend Vicky. She's awesome. It's a mermaid table. but she
Shirtless. She has no shirt.
She has nipples and no areola.
Just
so
a
we call
little
her
pencil
areola.
dots, like pencil erasers, and that's all she got.
Poor thing. And then what else do we made friends with this nice family. The father had passed away, and they were going to move the mom back to New Jersey. We got some Moroccos and some really cool chairs from them.
I was not there that day.
No, I made friends.
Yeah.
Let's see. But anyway, we bought everything pretty much online, and we kind of got settled, and then we thought we had to move, and we got unsettled, and I don't know.
Then the hurricane blew some
pretty
stuff
happy
away,
with the place, and
then,
the bed.
Then Christmas came.
Oh, so one of the things we bought from a dead lady with our friend Josh was our bed.
King size bed.
Because we needed a king size bed and a king size box spring. We were going to buy a new mattress. Just as it turned out, Joshua needed a mattress, so he took the mattress. The people wanted to get rid of it anyway. Everybody won. So,
come to find out, Josh was doing stunts, and he needed somewhere to land. What's that thing with Johnny Knoxville? What is that?
He's kidding.
What
Jackass.
He's like doing jackass stunts out of.
No, but he did
window.
invite you to go python hunting. He was like, "Dude, we gotta go python hunting."
I don't want to kill a big.
I feel so bad. We just have not done anything with anyone. Okay. Back to that bed. It creaks like a motherfucker. So when we're fucking, it sounds like.
Well, that sounds like sounds a haunted house is what it is.
It's well, and then there's all the gorilla noises.
This is kind of personal. I mean,
personal. It's not your secret.
It's not my noises. Gorilla noises.
Yes, our flamingos are photobombing.
Yep.
Our
They
friends
come. They
are here
because it's breezy. I don't know if you heard the current weather conditions here. It's a little breezy.
It's a little breezy. Okay, so we were going to talk about. So that's how we got to our bed. It's noisy. IKEA bed, better. Guest room, better. It's available to select guests. Probably not anytime soon, because we're poor. We'll be eating macaroni and cheese.
Right now,
white trash.
Right now, that room is $399 a night with a turn down service
and its own bathroom.
And its own bathroom.
Got equipped with sauna and it's
essential oils.
A full array of essential oils.
There's a nice guest book.
Tim Ferriss books. Oh, it does have a guest book. Yeah. You can even use the bell if you want to stay there for $300
right, and you can
we can
bring you a mint for the.
There's a Build-A-Bear in there. It makes sex noises. My friend gave it to me.
So $3.99 a night, Cape Coral. Nice. I'll even make you some toast or something for breakfast. Maybe an egg. You like an egg?
You give them your salted toast?
No, nobody's getting like.
There's a naked lady in the pool.
There's usually a naked lady in the pool, yeah, and lizards galore.
There's always someone to play Super Mario with.
Yeah, if anybody plays Mario Kart, come on down.
No Mario Kart.
I'm in training.
We'll also play Madden with you.
I haven't played Madden in a while.
Madden. I think we only have one controller.
Yeah.
We're poor. We drive you around the Jeep and mess up your hair. You might want to put on a kerchief.
But once I get a job, that room is going to be free to select people. So you might want to, just start being nice to us in case you want to come down to sunny Florida.
I don't know.
In
it costs us a
August,
lot of money to have company last year.
In August.
It cost us like
June.
$1,500 to have company last year.
Yeah.
And that wasn't including the boys. The boys cost us about $10,000 last year.
Yeah, but that was worth it because we had fun. We went on airboats and shit.
We did have fun.
Good.
But it's it adds up, like the extra groceries and gas, and you're going places you wouldn't normally go. We don't do anything. Obviously, we're here with you every night.
Yeah,
our lives are just as sad as yours.
And when I'm not on this podcast, either playing Mario Kart, looking for jobs, or sleeping.
Music.
Oh, I am doing music, yeah.
And that's actually
I'm working like a dog in that thing.
Oh my God, you guys! There's a clip of it. I want Doug to put it on the video or in the YouTube. There's a clip of it on his website. If you go under bio, there's an album cover. Just click on the album cover, and it's a snippet of the song "Perfect Fill." It's unbelievable. I've heard a bunch of the album this weekend. I was super into it. I did have a critique that his vocals weren't like loud enough over the music because people like to sing along, and so that's the only thing. And he's working on it. He's having a little issues with the editing. Tell me about the issues with the editing. Exactly what's happening.
Well, it's hard to, like, when you mix things, like everything needs its own little like sort of wavelength area, and right now everything's out to the edges. Either it's bass or treble, and there's nothing in between. So when you overcompensate and put everything in between, it sounds like mud. So it's I'm still working on that. I've asked for some help for some people that know what they're doing, but I'm getting there. I'm just trying to finalize the song so that if somebody will help out, I'll hand it off and we'll get it done. But I don't think anybody wants to sing along to some of my lyrics.
Why?
I don't know, some of my lyrics are great, and some of them are not great.
My favorite musician right now is Muck Sticky. His new song "Super Fly" came out last Friday. Muck
Super
Sticky,
fresh.
Super fresh. Without on, I thought it was super. Is it
Super fresh.
Super fresh.
Super
It came
fresh.
out on Friday on Spotify. Highly recommended. I recommend all my Muck Sticky songs. Probably my favorite. We love White Trash Superstar. I hate to be the one to tell
Oh
you,
my
but I
God.
done fucked your mama.
White Trash Superstar. Some of the lyrics just killed me. One of them's like, I've got a big old gun in my pants,
Charles Bronson.
And all you picture in your head is that Charles Bronson from that movie with that giant long like revolver gun.
very windy.
Yeah, his some of the stuff that guy comes up with, and he seems like a
He's
really
crazy.
really good guy that wants to spread positive vibes and things. So Muck Sticky, give him a listen.
Go to your room. I'm gonna fuck your mama, you little
Oh.
bastard. That's like the best Muck Sticky
He's-
lines.
yeah,
There's
I
a
mean,
song
that-
called "There's an Ovulating Ostrich in My Pantry."
I don't like that one as much. I
love that
like
song.
I like the subtleties
Get
of
this ovulating ostrich out of my pantry. It's so good. It's so good. How can you not love it?
there's
Okay, so Muck Sticky, we love him. I just did a stupid dance on the internet, which is bound to go viral, and everybody's gonna be like,
you've done
"Oh,
worse.
old
You've done
ladies."
worse on the internet.
Okay, so we have
Oh, I have my list from the weekend.
okay, so but the weekend, so you're working on your music, but what's the issue you're having with recording?
Oh, it's just it's not really a recording issue. It's a mixing and mastering issue. Is all. Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I don't know if my original recording is just bad or my microphone is bad. But I think it's decent enough. So
if
we're
you
getting there.
are a pro at GarageBand, give Doug a call. We would really appreciate it. You would really help us out because I would love for my husband to be able to work in his music instead of applying for 150 jobs a day. If we could make a little money with it, perhaps I would only have to go on OnlyFans like once a week.
I actually applied for 2 jobs when we were setting up for this thing.
One on
yeah.
OnlyFans?
No, not on OnlyFans. Although
I still
some of
think,
the companies hiring, it's amazing.
I think energetically though, I think applying like a crazy person is bad for you. I think you need to apply, like make a day where you apply, take 3 days off, apply, take 2 days off, because you're not applying to any more or less jobs.
Well, the pet peeve about applying is that you attach your resume, right? And then it'll either pull stuff out of your resume and you're good, or it'll mess everything up, and then you have to enter everything manually. So you have to go cut and paste, and then prove that you're not a veteran, you don't have a disability, your pronouns are him and her, or whatever my pronouns. I don't even know what my pronouns are. Yogurt.
Yogurt.
No, what was my my pronoun that one day? Sour cream and chive, I think was one pronoun that I had.
Pronouns, whatever
but
you want,
it's
goddamn
just
weirdo.
it's an endless stream of re-inputting the same information, and even like a lot of them use the same applicant tracking system, and you can't even have a central location for that. So whatever, I'll get a job. Don't worry about it.
Or we'll go on OnlyFans. What would you do?
I'm not. What am I gonna do?
You just play live music on OnlyFans. You don't have to take
in
your
the
clothes off.
naked.
You don't have to take your.
Oh, you know what I could be is really a
clothes
bad version of
to
that
go
singing
on
cowboy in
OnlyFans.
Times Squares.
Oh no! Why doesn't Terrence Trent D'Arby make a deal with OnlyFans so you can advertise the fact that you don't have to take your clothes off on OnlyFans?
Because that wasn't Terrence Trent D'Arby. It was Sylvester Stewart.
I don't know.
Google it.
Google it,
Google it.
bitch.
You
Those
don't
are
have
not
to
singing
take
songs,
your
Google
clothes
me, bitch.
off to have a good time. Was not Terrence Trent D'Arby. It was Sylvester Stewart. And
Song by Ellie Ear.
well, we're looking
Jermaine
it up.
Stewart?
Jermaine Stewart. That's who it was. I'm sorry, Sylvester Stewart did something else.
Sylvester
Who is
Stallone
Sylvester
did
Stewart?
rock-
It
I
was
don't
something-
know. We
But
can't.
was it Jermaine Stewart?
These
Was
people
that the
do
guy's
not
name?
want to watch us Google things.
All
If they
right.
were going to watch us Google, would want to watch the fucked up shit I Google, not the like music trivia that we Google.
What
Or
was
the
the
turtle trivia?
What is the messed up thing that you've Googled this week?
Oh, I don't know. Definitely something about like inflamed assholes or massive dongs or I've been trying. I keep meaning to look up little people and
right.
dwarf testicles and penises, but I have forgotten to do it. I'm gonna have to do that tonight. Right before I go to sleep. I have been watching The Handmaid's Tale, so
Oh
I
my
like to
God.
splice that in. I'm almost done. They should be done tomorrow.
It is the most, it's the most depressing thing. But no offense, when I ask you a stupid thing, well, how does this person know that person? I don't need a half hour background and then rewind to a funeral.
Did you?
I don't even want to know. I shouldn't even ask.
Sorry, have we met before today? Is there anyone watching this podcast who thinks that I would probably not give a long-winded story? Are you kidding me? Somebody asked me a simple, one of America's lovely youth mentioned something to me about, some fun they were having this weekend. And I launched into a 45-minute diatribe about how to be cautious with cannabis so as to not end your ass up in jail, you idiot. But the biggest thing is just not traveling across state lines to illegal states. This person was in a legal state, but I was reminding them that if you go across state lines, or if you are under 21, or if you have large quantities, etc., that you can get into trouble. Because as much as I am a massive fan of cannabis and it has saved my life, it still has risks, and it's still illegal in some states, and it's still federally illegal. So, we want to be responsible.
Back when I was back in the day, the 70s, when I was growing up, somebody had weed, the cops show up, everybody just ran into the woods, whether you had pot or not, which I never did, but everybody ran into the goddamn woods.
I don't think anybody.
That's what you do. If cops are coming around, just run into the woods. They don't want to run.
I don't think anybody gives two shits about weed at this point, unless you have a massive amount. The one thing they're still kind of hot on is concentrates. But I'll say this. It just takes and I think most cops are good cops, but I think that there's definitely
except the bad cops.
There's definitely some bad apples out there, and I think if you get a dick cop, or if you piss the cop off, or if you give the cop an attitude, they'll give you a hard time. And you know what? I don't know. It's tough. I think I've known a lot of cops in my life, and I've only known one bad cop.
Really?
Yeah, and
I don't know. I've encountered some bad cops, but I don't know any
most
personally.
Most of the cops I know are amazing people. Our pal Huddy,
but
was a retired cop, and he was absolutely fucking phenomenal. My pal Frenchie, absolutely amazing. You don't know Frenchie, but he's just the biggest sweetheart on the planet.
Is he French, or is he?
Frenchie would remind you of Huddy.
Okay. Is he French? How does he get the name Frenchie?
Well, his last name is French.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
So,
I don't know if he's like the Dalai Lama,
whatever.
And
our pal Huddy has a similar last name.
I just made the greatest Dalai Lama joke, which was
the tongue thing. Oh, I can't even talk
I don't know what's going on with that.
I can't. I'm having too much trouble with the world today. So, making my way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all my worries sure would help a lot. Because the weed is not doing it enough. No amount of drugs is helping. But anyway, cannabis has saved my life, and I'm thankful for that. So I did give helpful lectures to the world around us about responsible cannabis use.
And irresponsible adults and how to deal with them. Meaning,
that was a different person.
Different person entirely.
Different conversation.
Let's
loop back to that one.
So I wanted to say, I hope everybody had a great Easter. We had a fantastic drama-free Easter at our house.
Oh, wait, hang on, stop. We hope you had an awesome Easter. We loved watching other people do egg coloring, and normal people things, like having Easter baskets and Easter egg hunts. And I'm not gonna lie, we always miss doing that with the kids. Having last year we had company and we did Easter baskets for our company, and we put ears on all the flamingos. So it was a little something. I did not feel good that day. It was not a good time for me. But anyway, but it was nice to have people here for Easter. So yesterday, we literally did nothing. We did nothing special. We just what do you call it?
Chilled.
Oh, we just played Nintendo all day. We just played, Doug worked on his music, and we played Nintendo. Doug worked on his music,
I did not. Was Saturday? I went and got some stuff at the store, and I did a little shopping, and I went out and I ventured out. It was a good venture. The store, however, I timed it right, because apparently the store was like a mob scene because they were closed on Easter, and I timed it right.
I wanted to do the podcast in ASL too, in addition to verbally, and it's got the closed captions. And I had wanted to learn ASL, and I was going to take the class to help my friend, but then there was that whole thing.
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
He didn't want to tell his wife.
We talked about the toilet seat today, though.
I'm sorry. I'm
We
going
did.
to run backwards in the other direction. But so anyway, I'll be using some gestures throughout this, and some of
She'll
them
do the gestures.
may or may not be.
Oh, she's done some gestures over the course of this. There was a finger gesture. There was a tongue gesture. There was a cylindrical
What was
gesture.
that?
I
Was
don't
it
know
like
what
this?
that was.
Was
I don't.
it-
Yeah, well, there was.
Okay. So there may be gesticulations, and unfortunately, sometimes they go off screen. And because I'm wearing a black shirt today, it's not.
Why do you have these like things? What do you?
It's part of my shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I
what the
d-
cool kids do at yoga class.
Oh.
Oh, check this out.
Oh. You.
Isn't that cool? I love it. It's great.
It's. Oh. No, please don't.
Please don't. What are you doing?
People don't need the show. They're not paying extra for that. Pay extra for that? Nah, they won't.
I was actually doing bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right.
The bullshit gesture is corns, and then you go,
Blah.
and then I did abortion, which is baby, and you go.
That is not the actual
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't call bull crap on that.
Learned it on the internet. Okay, so we played an absurd amount of Super Mario. I came up with so when I get high, I come up with brilliant things for us to eat and drink, and so like one of the things we've been eating a lot lately because it's cheap is white trash carbonara. Did we tell them the recipe for this
I
yet?
don't know if we had or
No,
not.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
believe
we did.
have. I don't believe we have.
But we have different people every night, so.
Okay, so white trash carbonara. Get yourself a box of
Annie's.
store-bought mac and cheese. We like the Annie's gluten-free. You can
Annie's
go-
organic. Yep. Yep.
And,
As good as you can get.
And then it's good. It's not craft, but it's good. It's not going to be like what you grew up with. But if you were poor like me, and you were poor. I didn't even have craft. We had store brand. Did you have
We
craft?
had the hamburger helper, but no hamburger to put with it, so we never made it.
What are you laughing about?
I'm like, no, nothing.
So-
I was laughing at the hamburger helper because that's a true story, by the way.
Yeah, everybody.
So,
Did you
yeah,
have
so
welfare
all right,
cheese?
so
I had welfare cheese.
yeah, there was actually
and day old
some
bread
cheese
from the
made it
Pepperidge
way-
Farm
way better.
store.
So, the white trash
Peach
carbonara,
leftovers.
the Annie's mac and cheese, peas, frozen peas. You throw frozen peas in there, and cut up
Did you have
little
the extra cheese?
little half-inch squares of bacon after you cook it up.
Thick cut
throw it in there.
bacon from Costco. Oh, I
Costco,
think we
yeah.
did tell this story
And
before.
yeah, and then throw a little cheese in there.
We
a little
call
extra
it
cheese.
white trash
carbonara.
and we've eaten it several times. So we had that, I
Yeah.
think, on Saturday.
And then last night we had the lovely scallop potatoes.
wasn't
and
as
ham.
good today as it was yesterday.
Still ate
but
it,
you
though.
should share your recipe because
Still
it was
done
really
ate
good.
it. It's on the whatever. Yeah, I couldn't find my mom's recipe, so I just used the one on the
Would you
internet.
Google
Googled scallop potatoes and ham. What I don't know. What else are you gonna
scallop
Google?
potatoes and ham?
Yeah.
Do you remember vaguely what it required? Potatoes,
Ham. Scallop
scallops,
potatoes.
and potatoes.
No, there was no scallops. That would be gross. It's nothing like a nice fishy ham casserole with cheese on it.
I like turducken. I want to try pie cakin.
What is pie cakin?
It's a
Oh,
pie
that's a
with
pie
a
and a
cake,
cake?
in a. I don't know what the in is.
Yeah, well, that's an
muffin?
age-old debate right there. What do you like better, pie or cake? I gotta go cake.
Okay, you can't. We're getting too far off the
Anyway,
rails.
all right.
It depends on the cake. It depends on the pie. If it's bubble room cake,
Well, we'll have to talk.
go to the bubble room and get the cake. If you can't go to the bubble
don't know
room
if- yeah,
and you
I
have
don't know if they're
money,
open yet.
spend $200 and buy a cake. If you can't get to the bubble room, like it just depends on how much money. If you have money, you can go to the bubble room. If you live here, go to the bubble room. If you don't have, if you have some money, you can order one and have it sent to your house. $200. But which cake do you get? There's the Christmas cake. There's the orange cake. Like they're all
Orange crunch
fucking
cake, yeah.
unbelievable.
Chocolate.
Velvet.
The
everything.
wedding cake, the coconut cake. I like the coconut cake the best.
So good. But notwithstanding the cake of it all,
What do you? You're like a lawyer.
you
Notwithstanding.
can also Google the recipes.
Yeah, you did. I made it myself.
They sell the cookbook, and you should definitely support them and buy the cookbook. Or you can find them on the internet.
Or you find it on the internet, like
if
us
you're
cheap
super poor.
asses
Like
did.
only do that if you're we're not only get it off the internet if you're super.
The actually,
Well,
so
then you buy the ingredients, and it's still like what $20 worth of ingredients.
oh, it's more than that because
and
you have
it's
to.
worth every fucking
It
penny.
really is.
I won't.
You know, the expensive part of it was the extracts. I think it was almond extract, orange extract. Those things were expensive.
Well, we didn't bring our extracts with us when we
No,
moved,
we did not. I
'cause
don't
they
think
were all, like,
we're
10
big.
years old.
We were like big extract people.
We have a lot of essential oils. I wonder if you can use it.
It's gross.
Rude.
It will make a cake collapse.
Yes,
The
I'm
oil.
scratching my thigh.
Why are you doing that?
I'm scratching my thigh.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Okay, and now?
So, what were we just talking about? Cake, pie. Oh, we got a cake from Publix. I had like a bite. Okay.
It was good. It was like a teeny tiny little round cake with a little chick, and it said "Happy Easter" on it.
Their
made me
raspberry
happy.
cake is the
Oh.
truth. It's like a wedding cake. That cake was just like
Yeah.
any cake, any store bought like cake for a birthday party, like the office birthday party. That one. So then we did. So I was high and I was like, oh, we should make root beer floats with Malibu in them because Doug's favorite drink is Malibu. Well, I don't know if it's your favorite drink, but we invented it once.
Yeah, we invented
like
it out of
3 times
necessity.
a year we have a cocktail. So it's Malibu and root beer. So
Don't laugh.
Malibu
It's
root beer
good.
floats. And we were gonna make Malibu root beer floats, and we never got around to it.
We never did, yeah.
Did you ever end up having some Malibu?
I took a sip out of it, and you know what I did? Is I had lime seltzer, and I poured some into the lime seltzer, and I forgot. And then later in the day, I took a swing of it, and I'm like, "This tastes awful." And I'm like, "Oh yeah,
sorry.
I put the Malibu in it." Can we just talk about the one thing that happened while we were playing on Saturday?
Yes,
Okay.
I was just about to talk about that. So we were playing Super Mario, we were playing Super Mario World Wii, and we have beat all 8 levels and gotten every coin, and we have 99 lives, and we
But a
have
bitch ain't one.
the spinny hats, the flocker heads, and it's a word I made up one day while we were playing. So we make up a lot of words. I make up a lot of things. We have a lot of inside jokes. That's why it's important to watch as much as you can, or just listen while you're driving to work, or listen when you're supposed to be in a meeting, but the meeting is boring as fuck. It'll make just put it in one ear, right, like that, and pull your hair down. They won't even know, and you can have so much fun while you're in your meeting. So anyway, the thing is that what was I talking about?
2 birds.
Oh, so we're playing Super Mario, and that's like our thing that we do. So we're on the
We
couch.
work in tandem.
And we swear that it's like a way, it's lessons for life in there, but also if you're going to marry someone, you should have to beat this game together. So we are at level 9. We had the flocker heads on. We're getting ready to go. And we were we finally finished the first one. Mm-hmm. And then on this weekend, we got through the second one, the third one, the fourth one.
These are the bonus levels. These are the hard ones. These are the extra levels you have to
hard
unlock.
levels. We've used probably
Hundreds of lives.
hundreds of lives, but we always go back and win more lives and then go forward and back and win, and then we look things up on the internet. We're crazy about it. So we have basically 3 more levels to go. We're so excited.
So while we were
We
playing,
just beat a level this afternoon.
we did. So
We beat 2 today,
Oh, we did, yeah. 'cause
and we only played it
finished
a half hour at lunch and a half hour at 5 o'clock.
So while we were playing,
Which is kind of a lot,
while we were playing,
but we don't go anywhere, and we're here together all the time.
We have to
We're even working different schedules now. I go to sleep. I go to sleep at 8 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. and he goes to sleep at midnight and wakes up at
yeah, I've
7.
been working on my music till
So we don't.
the wee hours.
We have 3 hours to ourselves each day.
So, anyways, all right. So we're playing, and
It's
you
not
have,
intentional,
you have to
but yes, it
communicate.
is.
You have to communicate. I'm going to do this. You're going to do that. And what Stacy was trying to tell me is that we're going to do this and that, and we're going to get 2 birds with one
And
stone.
so I yelled.
So she's all excited. She's like,
I always yell things. By the way, I yell all the craziest
Oh,
curse
she's-
words.
oh, all kinds
You
of-
can't believe the shit that comes out of my mouth.
"F my C hole, you something something something." Yeah. It was,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I may say some things that are offensive to both plumbers and small Italian men, and princesses and turtles and monkeys and really
Bats.
anyone,
There's bats
and just
on there.
anyone. Absolutely anyone would be offended by the things that I
Oh,
say. It's
absolutely,
bad. I have
yeah.
a problem.
So what did you
But
say?
it's the only time I take out my anger in the world.
What did you say when we were trying to get 2 birds with one stone?
I go 2 birds, 1 bird.
2 birds, 1 bird, and she was trying to be all emphatic about it.
So all weekend,
I was
2 birds,
I
1
was
bird.
crying because she was so adamant that she was going to get 2 birds with 1 bird, and I was crying, laughing for probably about a good half an hour, and it was So I wrote it down.
See, I
because
sometimes
wanted
I
to-
think we
wanted to
should
get
have.
to-
Well, it was funny because we were talking about it all weekend. We're what was it saying? I can't look at the comments. I'm sorry, I want to, but I can't because it gets me all distracted. What were we talking about? The Mario.
With 2 birds, 1 bird.
2 birds, 1 bird.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing did I go on a tirade about America's youth?
Oh, well, I do have something. America's Youth War on Drugs. That's what was that a song? I don't know what that is.
I was talking about America's youth and the war on drugs. I did give like a whole speech about drug safety and how like, oh, like, I think if you're like, I think it's really important to be honest with teenagers, like about, with like teenagers and young people about drugs. Like, I would never go anywhere near a pharmaceutical. Like, I wouldn't. And I don't think that they're safe. I don't go near pharmaceutical, like, medications. So I'm certainly not going to go next to pharmaceutical drugs. But, like, you know, I have used, you know, cannabis oil for a while now. I've used ayahuasca. I've used combo, which is not really a drug. It's a frog poison. And ayahuasca is a tree root. And I've used mushrooms, all to try to help me heal. I think that just being honest with them and like talking about the risks so that they can understand, like, if you get caught with this, these are the consequences. Because if you say, oh, drugs are bad, and like, I think they're like, okay, like, I cannot talk to you.
What about Sky Rizzy?
I wouldn't go.
Who makes up these names? Sky Rizzy. Like, what is that?
I wouldn't go near any
Sky
of them.
Rizzy.
I would not go near any of them. Oh, actually, I want to talk about my tits.
Okay, well, I don't want to talk about them, but I do want to get to this other point that we had written down from Saturday. My wife she said something that babies are cunt goblins.
Oh yeah, I called the guy on the screen a cunt goblin.
And I thought that
I was playing the video game and I go, cunt goblin.
And I said, what is that? That's the worst Spirit Halloween costume ever.
He thought he was so funny.
I was hysterical, but then you went off on. Don't you think some babies look like goblins?
Look like little goblins when they're born.
They do.
Some
They're
of
all
them
mushed up.
Most of them, when they first come out, I gotta say, I had, like, my babies were like strangely beautiful. It was weird. However, I've seen many ugly babies, and in my experience, ugly babies usually end up being attractive adults.
Oh,
the cute babies can go either way.
Ooh, cute babies go down a rabbit hole.
My kids were all super cute when they were little, and they're all beautiful now, but there's other issues.
Well, they do. Like, a lot of babies look like old men. They look like,
oh my God, I had a cousin that was bald for years. I had a full head of hair. My kids have. My youngest daughter looked like she had a wig on. People would stop us and ask us if we had a wig on our daughter.
Yes, we have a wig.
It's
a merkin
like
on
a week
infant.
old with like a pompadour. It was crazy. Okay, well, what else did we talk about? Two birds, one bird.
Oh, and we also talked about we actually were listening to while we were playing the Nintendo. We put on Joan Jett's "I Love Rock and Roll" album.
Oh my God, I ended up crying.
So she was crying, but one of the things that I brought up was like, oh, when in Worcester they never had fireworks. There was never anything fun, right? So one year, I think it was 81, 82, 4th of July. WAAF, the radio station, is going to have fireworks at the Worcester airport, which you can see from the entire town. They called it Sky Blast. So, Sky Blast, right? So, the radio station played music along with, like, you know, the fireworks or whatever. One of the songs they played was Joan Jett's "I Love Rock and Roll." And I remember that being a huge deal because it was like kind of a heavy metal, classic rock station, and they never played any new music. And at the time, Joan Jett was, you know, she was punk. She came out of the punk scene. She was new. She was hip, and it was a big deal. Anyway, so I was laughing about Sky Blast and how they marketed this thing like it was this, you know, great thing, whatever. So then Stacy gets on this tirade about how her grandfather used to sing along with that Joan Jett record, and then it went from that to he was at Normandy and he had a Sky Blast of his own against the Nazis, and it was
Hang on a second.
fantastic.
Hang on a second. That's not exactly how it went. So I was talking about my grandfather, and I'm like literally crying while I tell the story. So I would listen to this album at my grandparents' house where I spent most of my time as a child, and they were so patient with me. I can only imagine, like, you've raised 6 kids, and here you go, have another one. Like,
was it like the Fresh Prince where you went in and you were like the jive talking like kid?
No, I was like
befriended the butler.
I was so well behaved. Like, they could take me anywhere. I spent all my time like with doing things. I would go to play pinochle. I would go to church. I would go to funerals. Like, I hung out with old people all the time. I'd go to the Daughters of Isabel meetings.
Sounds fantastic.
I would just go places with my grandparents, and it was fine. I loved it. They were so good to me. Like, they oh boy, my grandmother would sing me a song most mornings, And it went, Lazy Stacy, will you get up? Will you get up? Will you get up? Lazy Stacy, will you get up so early in the morning? What do you want for breakfast? For breakfast? For breakfast? What do you want for breakfast so early in the morning? And then she would say what she was going to make for breakfast. She was awesome. And then after my grandfather retired, he would drive me to school, and I went to school in Fall River. My grandparents lived in Somerset. And so,
you already talked about the bridge.
And
one of the
yeah, but that's okay. Not everybody was here for it. So if my grandfather drove me in, we had to leave super early for school. And we would go to the bait shop, and I would get a Snickers bar and a Coke, because that's exactly what a kid needs before they go to school. Anyway, my aunt and my grandmother always sang. Like, would sing like religious songs. They would sing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. They would sing show tunes. But my grandfather would sing When Joan Jett Came On, because it had a lot of covers on that album that he knew. The Little Drummer Boy,
Crimson and Clover.
Crimson and Clover, and there was another one. I can't remember which one it was.
No, there was a couple of covers.
So he would sing.
Yeah,
it wasn't Bits and Pieces. It was
Louie, maybe.
Might have been. I don't remember right now. But the point is that my grandfather would come in and sing. My grandfather actually looked a lot like Doug, like big blue eyes.
That's not creepy.
Big blue eyes, white hair. He didn't have white hair when I met him. No. I did that. My grandfather actually had longer hair, but he was so handsome. And so I was like tearing up because I was thinking about my grandfather coming through and singing, and he would do his little dance. It was so cute. And I remember I would go over, and I would, like, the first thing I would do is go say hi to Papa, and like I'd give him a big hug, and he would have his whiskers, and he would go, "Can I get you with my whiskers?" Or if I smelled like smoke, because my mom was a smoker, he would be like, "Ah, your mom, you smell it, your hair stinks. Tell your mother to quit smoking." And like I had any say in that. He couldn't control her. How the hell was I going to? So anyway, Nutball over here is talking about his Sky Rizzy.
Nutball.
And I go,
well, Sky Blast.
You had Joan Jett with Sky Rizzy. I had it with a war hero. Goddamn war hero, motherfucker.
Blasting Nazis out of the sky.
And so he was like trying to, like, how dare you try to compare Sky
Blast.
Sky Rizzy to my grandpa,
it's
the war hero.
Rizzy, it's Sky Blast.
The man had a Bronze Star and served on multiple continents.
Well, had I known that, I would have invited him to, and your 7-year-old self, to Sky Blast in Worcester, and you would have had a
He would never have gone to Sky Blast in Worcester. Well, okay, how much was gas at the time?
Probably 65 cents, maybe 70 cents, around there.
Wasn't happening. He would say that was too far to go for the fireworks.
Nobody wants to go to Worcester for anything.
Apparently, people are saying not to move to Worcester because the people in Worcester can no longer afford to live in Worcester because of all the people moving to Worcester. I hear the art scene is doing some cool stuff. What about music in Worcester? Has it gone to shit since the performers are no longer performing, or have the Cogs taken off?
The Cogs are the most exciting band
Cogs.
in Holden, Mass. Playing sandwich shops. They're ripping up sandwich shops, salad shops.
Really condescending and shit.
No. They go Chinese restaurants. They're ripping it up because there's nothing in Holden. There's no clubs in Holden.
The Cogs are amazing.
I have Cogs fever.
Our friend George is the drummer, and I pray that Doug's music takes off, and he needs a drummer. And George,
me and George,
go on the road.
Take a George.
Sandy, let's go on the road. Let's be groupies.
Get matching RVs.
Me and Sandy can wait. So me
Mine's
and Sandy, can me and Sandy stay in one group, in one van, and you and George stay in the other?
Sure,
We'll have conjugals.
No.
We'll be like Grace and Frankie, and you guys will be like the odd
Sandy's gonna put up with you for about 4 minutes.
Why?
You're just talking too much.
She's a talker.
Yeah, she is.
She's a talker.
She's too nice. She wouldn't say anything.
I like the kids. I like those kids.
I have a favorite kid. They have triplets and an older daughter.
Every time I spend time, every time I've been there, I've spent more time with a different kid. I love them all. I think they're great. Actually, one of my kids had a crush on all of them. One of my daughters had a crush on all of them. It's so funny. She's like, I don't know which one I like the most.
But they're all awesome.
But she tried to pick up the twins, the boys, in the parking lot of a Kiss concert. She was trying to flirt by jumping on
she was like doing
paper
parkour
trash or doing
stuff.
parkour by jumping on trash and curbs and
that's
stuff.
How you do it.
She learned to flirt from her mother.
Oh my god!
So bad.
You with the flirting.
So bad.
So anyways. Hopefully the music takes off. That's really gonna do it. That's gonna do it for me. Music's gonna take off. We're gonna get the RVs. Me and Georgie. He's gonna pack his suit coat, his nice Ringo drums. We're going. We're gonna go perform.
We actually listened to the White Album this weekend.
We did. We listened to the White Album, and there's some crap on the White Album, but there's some amazing stuff on that album. So actually, anybody in the comments want to put in what your favorite White Album track from the Beatles,
Well, it's just funny
which
'cause
is the actual name of the album.
One of our
The
friends
Beatles.
did mention the Beatles, which made me think about it, but I'm gonna have to go back in and read that. So what else is in your notes?
My notes. I think that's about it. We had Sky Blast. Oh, we have an idea of you know how they have Burning Man out in the desert, and where is that, California, Nevada, something like that.
I think it's
We're gonna do the Florida
Nevada.
Man Festival,
Arizona.
and
Arizona?
we're gonna. I think it's Nevada. It's a desert. Anyways,
It's the
we're gonna
desert.
do a Florida Man Festival where we're gonna have like white trash bands, and we're gonna have white trash like tractor pulls,
Nevada.
and things of that nature. So we're actually gonna organize that, and it'll be the Marital Hate Florida Man TM. So it's
One
our
day.
idea, so you can't steal
can't
it.
steal it.
It's down here now. It's
in
intellectual
writing.
property
It's,
right here. It's in writing. It's number 4, by the way, on the
Florida
list.
Burning Man, and then Joan
Burning
Jett,
Man, Joan
and
Jett.
my grandpa, and I just wanted to talk about like how it's really important to have people in your life who love and support you, and how important it is to realize that those people can come from anywhere. Like, it could be like a stranger that you meet at a grocery store. It could be a sales rep from Amazon. It could be your spouse. It could be your neighbor. It could be somebody you went on one date with and it didn't click. It could be a colleague. It could be like, I don't know, some guy who cut you off in traffic and you had a fit of road rage and you managed to, like, I don't know, change each other's lives. Like, everybody comes into your life to bring you something.
I'm still friends with that guy that offered me candy in the van that time when I was 7.
No one's offering you candy. But your lips were too
I
big.
couldn't even find my
Fall
black
over.
jelly beans for Easter.
His lips were so big, and you would fall over. Look.
Yeah, you know what a
And
duck
then you
looks
get
like?
stuck 'cause it was like a suction
That's
cup.
basically
You
what
like-
I looked. Yeah. You make fun of my
And my
abnormalities.
It's like weird. I see pictures of him. I'm like, he was so cute.
I look like Justin
I
Bieber.
feel like a creeper. You did. You look like Justin Bieber, but you were super cute. And you're super cute now.
Not really.
No, your energy sucks.
My energy's down. Although this breeze is very nice here.
I love this breeze.
It's like
it's like, I mean, I have to have a sweater on, especially because of the breeze. It'd be a show.
Hey now.
Although,
72
my
degrees
friend
and
Jeff
breezy.
would really love that because I think he was going to tune in tonight. You know, that calls me every day with Zach. What was I saying? It's windy and we like it.
It's breezy.
And
It's nice.
it's easy, breezy,
And people
beautiful.
you need people around you that love you and take care of you and support you and push you to do good things.
Oh yeah, but like I think it's hard sometimes because people will feel left out or like, I don't know, like less than or left behind. But you know, we all need, like, there's no one person can satisfy all of your needs as a human being. Like, we all need people who challenge us, people who support us, people who make us laugh, people who like make us cry. Actually, one of my friends this weekend was just went off about how terrible the podcast was, and I was like, well,
Well, there you go.
okay.
Can't please everybody.
But it was funny because I was like, we don't really like get the same things. Like, we don't really like the same things. So at first I was like hurt, and then I was like, oh, actually this is really funny. I'm glad about this. And so, you know, you don't have to like it. It's not for everyone. It's not for anyone.
It's not
like,
for the
nobody
squeamish.
should watch this. You should if you like it, you should definitely not tell you should tell if you like it, you should tell your friends that you're crazy. If you don't like it, you should send it to your enemies.
It's America's best kept secret, is what this podcast is.
No, it's
people
getting-
will watch it, but they won't say they watch it
We've
because
we've doubled in followers.
doubled in
And
viewership.
so up to, like, I don't know what it
We're
is,
doing
but I
all
have to
right.
look. My nose is so itchy.
But it's not really about a popularity contest. It's about bringing good vibes to the world. Maybe you watch this,
yeah.
maybe you learn something,
and
maybe
if
you
you're
think about
feeling
something
like
twice.
left out of a situation or jealous, like, instead of being upset about what's happening for other people, worry about what you're doing for you. Like,
Yeah.
get off your ass and do something. Listen, I live with a chronic illness. I cannot stand for more than like a minute. I have to have help with absolutely everything I do. But here I am in this podcast. I can't even like fucking shower half the time, but I'm on the podcast.
Even today, you ran out of toilet paper in the bathroom. I had to go to the other bathroom and use toilet
I'm
paper.
lucky that I've been able to make it to the bathroom. I mean, I've never gotten to the point where I couldn't make it to the bathroom, but I definitely have times where I have chest pains going in either direction, and that's rough. Or I always have vertigo because I have POTS, so that you get fainty. And but like, there was a period in time where Doug had to feed me. There was a period in time where he had to bathe me. Like, it was terrible. If I can find a way to like brighten my days and like connect with people in the world, like, you can do it, and like figure out a way to make the best out of whatever situation you have and make it a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. Stop worrying about what the fuck other people are doing. Do what you
Worry
gotta
about
do
what we're doing
for
and what we
you.
report back to you after a weekend
Well,
of playing Mario
you know
and
what,
talking
though?
about
Like,
Sky Blast.
I like to think that somebody right now is watching this thinking to themselves, you know what? I'm going to listen to these idiots while I ride my Peloton or whatever you do. What other things would you do while you listen to us for exercise?
For exercise?
Yeah.
It's a nice walk around the block. Although you don't have Wi-Fi when you want. Oh, you could go streaming on your phone. Yeah.
We
can
have
do stuff.
unlimited data. I don't know why you're obsessed with the Wi-Fi.
It's the minutes. Remember the minutes?
We have no minutes. We have unlimited data. Although we might have to get down to like I don't know.
I'm getting my
30-minute data plan.
Well, I could probably qualify for one of those jitterbug phones. Or whatever, that thing I hang around my neck.
We can probably get like an Obama phone.
I'm gonna hang around my neck. Maybe maybe some sort of flip phone.
We might be able to
situation.
get some like canned goods.
Canned goods. Okay, don't laugh. Don't laugh. I'll
No,
take
it
canned goods.
happens.
I'll take anything.
It's just
I can
so
get.
hard because I'm supposed to eat super healthy.
Yeah.
Publix cake. I had 2 bites. Oh, what I did have. Oh my god, I have to talk about this. I don't want to have a whole. Well, I want to finish what you're talking about, and then I want to talk about my Ferrero Rocher.
Okay.
Jot that down. So
I don't have a pen.
Ferrero Rocher. Somebody write that down. Okay, so I just want everybody to be like nice to each other, kind to one another, and realize like if things are not going well for you, just try something else. Just shake it up. Like Doug today was having a shit day. He literally at one point we were talking today because there was all this stuff going on in our lives and people calling with various problems and calling with stories and all this stuff. Our phone was off the hook all day, and texting and calls. And all of a sudden I look over and Doug is going like this. Both of our phones all day. All of a sudden Doug's like this.
I just had it. I had
And I'm like,
it.
are you okay? And he's like, I can't take anymore. I'm like, okay, how do we turn
I
this
wasn't.
around? How do we turn
I
this
was like,
around?
look, this is just everything's like just overwhelming. And, well, what it was is that everything's like a controversy. Everything's like disputed fact, and everything's like this. And then, of course, on the TV is The Handmaid's Tale.
We
and
were
that's
watching
not
Kimmy
helping.
Schmidt at that point. A.
Oh, Kimmy Schmidt is uplifting.
The political conversation was the straw that broke the camel's back. You were already very riled up
I
by
don't
that
need to
point.
listen to that crap.
But you were very riled up by that point.
Yeah, I get riled up.
Okay, but
What's
the point
to ya?
is, you're trying to pin it on me.
No, I'm not
when
pinning
you
it
were
on
having-
anybody. I told
you
you
were
it was
having a
my
bad
thing.
day.
It was my thing. I was having.
So the point here is Doug was having a bad day,
Well-
and we did gratitude, like where we listed out things we were grateful for.
Yeah.
We did. He played music, and then I sent him to the store, just getting out of the house, and we had Culver's burgers for dinner. Yep, I'm being terrible with what I'm eating, and wait till I tell you the last thing that I fucking ate. This is how bad I am. You know what? I've been feeling like shit for so long. I don't even fucking care anymore. Maybe I will get back to eating healthy tomorrow. I eat healthy except for what? I had a bite of the cake. I had the Culver's burger today, and I had this Easter treat. Doug brought me home this Ferrero Rocher.
She loves the Ferrero. I don't know
love
how you
them.
pronounce
I love
that,
them.
by the
Ferrero
way.
Rocher. I
Ferrero
like to
Rocher.
eat the hazelnut, and then I like to eat the wafer part, like it's communion, and then I take the wafer part apart, and then I lick out the middle, suck all the hazelnut off the hazelnut.
This is why I married her, folks.
And then I eat the nut, and then I savor the wafer by sucking on it, and it tastes a little bit like church communion. So that I love that, and I have a church communion story.
Okay, well, let's finish the thing. So, anyways, you get this big Ferrero
Ferrero
Rocher.
Rocher.
Big
And
one.
So I got a knife because I was like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to finish this. I probably could. And it was stressful because we had like people needed.
It wasn't like bowling ball size. It was like maybe
This big,
baseball
like a
size.
softball. No, it's softball size.
Yeah. I don't think it was that big.
It's softball size.
Medium. It was quoits.
It's softball sized.
Okay, go ahead.
Softball sized thing. So I get a knife, cut. There's no filling.
Goddamn thing's
It's
hollow.
just the Frocher on the outside.
just the
So I ate
coating.
the whole fucking thing. That was my Easter, and Doug had nothing. But we did. What we did.
We
This
had
was
little
actually
cake.
really fun. Is we didn't celebrate any holidays this year because of the money situation, and so usually we send something to the kids for everything. And we totally forgot for Valentine's Day, boys. I'm so sorry. That's on me. I usually do the stuff, and we just broke and no money and stress.
It's a made-up holiday anyways, boys. Don't worry about
And
it.
also, you're not our boyfriends. Is there something you want to tell me? Did
No,
you-
my children are not my boyfriend. No.
Okay, good to know. Well, listen, I've known some people that wouldn't really surprise me. Anyway, not the point. The point is that what I did was I called Uber Eats. Well, I didn't call it, and I ordered some things from CVS for the boys, and I tipped the guy extra to take it out of the bag and just put them in stuff. So we just got him some chocolate bars, and we got something for our stepson, my stepson Nolan's, or his son's, Nolan's boyfriend. And I wanted to know how the hot tamale. We got them hot tamale.
Yeah, Wes actually did report back on the hot tamale peeps.
And what did Wesley say?
Not as spicy as he expected.
Oh.
So maybe they were actually. I predicted that the hot tamale peeps would either be really good or horrible.
I feel like Nolan would refuse to eat them. Did Nolan try them?
No, it seemed like something like Nolan would.
Anyway,
would give a
we
shot.
love to try new stuff, and we've gotten ranch soda and mustard soda because
mustard
Nolan
soda.
loves mustard, and we always just try different stuff. So one of our favorite things to do, my friend had asked me this the other day, was things to do. My friend Cindy, I hope she's healing. Her ankle she had 2, I think, broken ankles. 2. She had the first one broke, then broke the second one. The poor thing, I can't even. So her kids are coming down to visit, and she wants stuff to do with them. And we were like, okay, these are the budget-friendly things that we do that don't require a lot of moving around. So I said, drive down to the Everglades, down to Everglades City, Wagon Wheel Road, which is like where, what was the name of it? The swamp buggy tours that we did?
Oh, Captain Jack's, Captain something.
I think it's Captain Steve's Swamp Buggy
Al's, I don't know what it was.
Buggy tours. Anyway, that road there, where the buggies line up, you can just drive all around it, especially super early in the morning. It's like this African savanna. You'll see all kinds of animals.
Down there.
So many birds. It's a dirt road. You'll see gators, snakes, turtles,
Deer
every
running
kinds
around,
of birds.
hopping.
Like, and if you're lucky, you might see a Florida panther.
Skunk ape abound down there.
Pythons. You have to be really careful of the snakes, and you have to be really careful of the sawgrass. The sawgrass will cut you, and of course the bugs.
Florida Panthers. There's Florida Panther crossing signs down there.
We have a video of me driving in the Jeep with the megaphone going, here, kiki, kiki. He's afraid that the Panthers are going to jump in the Jeep. And whenever we go anywhere far away...
There's no doors on that thing. It jump right in.
Usually when we go somewhere far away, we want to take the Jeep, but we have taken the Volvo a lot of times because of shitty weather.
Well, we go to Everglades. We're in that Jeep.
We're always in the Jeep, but we're going to the Everglades. Because we'll go down there to meet up with my Aunt Cheryl, hey Aunt Cheryl, and Huddy and Sammy and Ed and Phil and Val and John and Ernie and all those guys, and we'll meet up with them at Stan's. Highly recommend Stan's Hideaway in Goodland. They have live music. Shane Duncan Band is absolutely amazing. We love them. And then everybody, like, it's a crowd with like every age, color, size. I mean, it's mostly white people, but it's like every age, every like size.
It's like it's a little bit of a melting pot of ages and wealth and non-wealth, and it's just a big outdoor cookout.
Like,
is what it is.
Old dudes with like tattoos, and they're like dancing, and they have their shirts off, and they're like really tan and like kind of leathery. Like you'll see like cute girls in like little swimsuits dancing. You'll see little old ladies, and then they have the buzzard, and the buzzard. You've drank. They have a cocktail called the buzzard.
Yeah, it comes.
How do you find the buzzard?
I enjoy the buzzard quite a bit.
And so I don't know. Last time was it like a year ago since we've been down there?
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a long time. So anyway, I don't know. It's always good to go down there. So anyway, I told her to go to the Everglades, do that. I said to drive to Sanibel, do Ding Darling. So you can buy a season pass for Ding Darling. They just reopened. It's this wildlife refuge. We've seen so many iguanas there. Have you ever seen a gator there?
No, not there.
Gator, crabs, millions of lizards, all the birds, spoonbills, pelicans. Oh my God. There are these pelicans in the water. They're like person size. They're
gigantic.
Yeah, they're like,
it was like the swans on the swan boat
the size of the fucking flamingos. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, look at all those pelicans. And Doug's like, those aren't pelicans. I'm like,
they were just far too big to be living animals.
There were pelicans. There was like 20 of them. And they were gigantic.
Yeah.
And we have seen, not at Ding Darling, but on our way on Pine Island, we saw a bald eagle. We're not sure if we saw flamingos or spoonbills. It was only 2. We've seen wild peacocks are a big thing down here. Yeah. Gopher tortoises, and of course burrowing owls. There's just burrowing owls in town that I think that the mom got hit by a car.
Oh, let's go adopt them.
I would totally
keep
adopt
them in this fenced cage.
But Westerac, I wouldn't want to come back. He'd be like, no,
that's right.
There's too many turtles. You should check on him.
Okay. There, and also in Florida this week, a woman photographed Croczilla, which is a very rare American crocodile down in the Everglades. It's kind of more towards the Miami side than our side, because otherwise I'd be going down to that pond to see it. Because my goal in life is to see a
Crocodile.
a croc in the wild, which would be amazing. Alligator
They
was a
have-
big deal,
down in,
but now it's crocs.
Everglades City, down like where I get the key lime pie, they usually have crocs down there when
Crocs.
it gets warm. The other thing is because the water gets brackish or something about the water changing.
Well, that was the thing on Sanibel. The alligators are having a hard time. It's alligator mating season, but the storm surge caused all the lakes to become filled with seawater, and so now the fish are dying off. The alligators have nothing to eat, so they're kind of roaming around
they're like going
Sanibel
over the
looking
bridge.
for looking
Like,
for bubble room
they're
cake.
on the bridge.
and-
They're paying a $6 tab.
but there is a large female croc that lives on the 18th hole of the golf course down in Sanibel. So I don't know if I could get onto the land to see that one, but
Because we're
I
not
gotta see
fancy.
I gotta see me a croc.
You have to put a polo shirt on.
Polo shirt. Hello.
Can't be gay.
I don't
can't
think
be
I
Jewish,
have. Well,
can't
actually,
be
I do
black.
have
You
a
could just go in there and be all snotty.
Hello.
I don't know. They may not. They may be like racially inclusive and diverse on Cape
you know what?
Sanibel, but West Palm was not for a very long time until Trump sued their asses.
I think I could go down there
Bastards.
and use my Boston accent and
Pretend you're a workman.
No, I'm
Just
gonna
like-
say-
just
I'm gonna-
carry a ladder. Just carry a ladder that let you go anywhere on a golf course.
I think all you
Florida.
need actually this is a hint for all you guys. You want to get to some access area where you can like whatever, just wear a lanyard with like something
No.
some and you can walk anywhere.
They've actually done it with people with a ladder or people with vests on. They just like walk in wherever
like a
they're
high
going.
vis vest?
They walk into
Yeah.
like concerts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look, our neighbor's out. So they're just in the driveway. So what were we talking about? The Sanibel. Oh, things to do. So go to Ding Darling. You can go to Boop's. So Boop's Bakery,
Boop's.
which is the bakery attached to the Bubble Room, which is the Bubble Room is still closed. Like a lot of things on Sanibel. Currently open as a Mucky Duck. What's the place that we went?
Mud bugs.
Mud Bugs.
That place
and
was
then
good.
The Mucky Duck, Mud Bugs, and what else is open?
Cielo. I've
Wait,
never
no,
been there, but it's like the super
I
modern
don't know what it
looking
is,
place.
but there's stuff that's
People
open.
say it's good.
Bubble Room is still closed, but Boop's the bakery is open, so you can go there and get your cake. So one of the things I like to do is go eat my cake on the beach. So the beaches are open. Most of the beaches are starting to open in Sanibel. You might have to drive around a little bit for a parking spot.
Watch out for crocs and gators.
I wouldn't go in the water. We just had red tide. We still have so much crap in the ocean from like I don't know if I'm even gonna go back in the summer, to be honest with you. There was like literally like there was literally porta potties in like the canals and like everywhere and like people's houses and like we had like all of our septic broke. Like it was bad. And I can't help but wonder if it contributed to the algae blooms. I know that was
Well,
part of
wasn't
the
there was like a big seaweed, a 5,000 mile long seaweed thing headed for our coast that was all the rage like a couple weeks ago. But what
Supposedly
happened?
they're not like they're caused by like I don't know.
Red tide is different than that
Okay,
thing.
I haven't done a ton of research on it, but supposedly there's a lot of it is due to pollutants that are put in the water, and I know that there's an issue up. I want to say it's Sarasota, and a lot of people blame DeSantis because of something that got put in. I do not know. I only know like this much information about it. So some people think DeSantis, his policies encourage more dumping in the water, but people who will tell you that everybody's been dumping in the water forever, and I don't think anybody should be dumping in the water. The fuck. Anyway, so back to fun things to do fun things to do. So you can go to Sanibel, go to Ding Darling, drive around, check out animals, maybe get some bubble cake, sit on the beach, watch the sunset, look for dolphins. Lighthouse Point is not back together yet, but soon. And soon to be the Sanibel Deviled Egg Festival.
The Sanibel Deviled Egg Festival.
Keep
Because
going,
nothing
camera.
goes better with the beach.
A hot day on a
Than a
Florida
nice
beach than
egg.
some deviled eggs. So anyway, we go to. So another place we go is we'll just go to Pine Island and drive around. I love to drive to the end of Bokeelia. There's a beautiful fishing pier there. You can actually fish on it for like $15. They lend you the equipment, but it's not back yet at last check. Did I just drop a hair on you?
Yeah, it's been on me like pretty much the whole.
Okay, so then there's Bokeelia. You can see gopher tortoises. You can drive through the papaya, the mango fields and pine, palm tree like nurseries. It's so beautiful. And then go to the frozen flop for some froyo. But I haven't been back there into a while. Are they still?
Jury's out on that
it up.
business.
If you are from the area and you can support any of the businesses on Sanibel or Pine Island or even any of these areas that have been affected by Hurricane Ian, like people really depend on this money, and so many people got fucked by the insurance companies that are trying to figure out how to repair their houses, and they're trying to figure out how to fix their houses, and they're not. They don't have the money, and then they were out of work for so long, and they just need the money to do it. And it's closed.
It is closed. Or
Oh,
was
it says
it
closed
for
now. It
Easter?
doesn't say closed permanently. It just says closed now. So
They were closed for Easter.
hopefully
so
they
it
were
looked
open. Yeah, we will be closed for Easter. So there you go. And it looks like she's got gummy bears. Guess how many gummy bears to win? Blah blah blah. 10 winners will be selected. She's really trying so hard, and she's doing princess parties. We really need to pop back in there. It's just kind of far away. The other thing is they're still doing free acupuncture on Mondays. And what's better than free acupuncture? I really need to get out there just for the acupuncture. Okay, so other fun things to do that cost nothing. We love to go to Farmer Joe's, which is this like, it's kind of a bougie grocery store. Like it's like Whole Foods, but like more local, but like kind of like Wegmans. And they have a wicked soda collection. Our kids always get soda. Kids are out in the middle of the night. That's weird.
Florida. There are no rules here.
They might have. They
There's
might
no
be on
rules.
school vacation this week. Anyway, so what were we talking about?
It's Farmer Joe's. It's
So the soda. So there's all kinds of different sodas. So the kids will usually get a soda. So they've gotten all the Joneses sodas. They've gotten ranch, mustard, bubble gum. Like
I had the maple soda. Maple soda
I'll
wasn't
usually
bad.
have like a sip, but I'm not supposed to have soda
that's fine.
anyway, and it's way too sweet. And so, but they always have a ton of samples. So we always get.
Yeah, you can go around. You get samples of just
So
about
usually
everything.
what happens is I can't do the walking, so I drop Doug and the boys off, and I wait in the car, and then they come in, and I have a sip of their sodas, and so
Yeah,
it's kind
it
of like
works
that's
out
a
for
little
everybody.
thing, and we go to Pine Island, and but that's like free and cheap, and you don't have to walk. What else do we do?
We just
I gave her a list of like 5 things, and I'm trying to think of what else we do, but like we try to keep it on the budget. And another thing that's really nice to do down here is to go to Red Sox spring training. For $50, you can get seats like right behind home plate.
$35. 30. Actually, I paid 33 when we took the boys, and fantastic seats, and it's just a great time, especially if
And
you're
it was
from
Puerto
Boston,
Rico night, and those
It was
guys were
Puerto Rico.
awesome.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it was so much fun. But yeah, that's always good. It's always a little sad when they go up to Boston, because I was like, oh, we're not going to Boston. We have to stay here. And now the stadium's empty, and now I'm sad. And they don't really use the stadium for much. They had a circus there in the off season, but nothing much.
But
else.
the thing that's really cool is they have a green monster, and it was from Boston in the 70s. I think that they said 77, but I could be
up
wrong.
to no, it was 78 to something. I think. Yeah, so it was around.
old.
So it was really cool.
There's just like so many noises. I don't know what's
It's just
happening.
wild animals, gators and pythons.
Nothing happens around here for like the longest time, and all of a sudden
So
stuff's
we'll come
happening.
out. It is late. It is 9:22.
I know.
We've
Let's go.
gone
Wait,
22 minutes
let's see what
over.
well, no, it's not a time thing.
No,
Doug.
there is I'm on a time
No,
schedule.
we're not on a
My
time
time is
schedule.
money, and mime is money. I don't know if you know Marty the mime.
I don't, and
He
you're
said
being
mime
stupid.
is money.
Shut up. It's not. Hey, if y'all could say a prayer for my friend Darcy. She's having some surgery tomorrow. Just say a little prayer for her. I would really appreciate it. She's mom of 5 little girls. They're all amazing. And she's a beautiful, amazing hairstylist. Remember I told you she gives like the best massage ever? You're going to love her. Just say a little
Indeed.
prayer for her.
Indeed.
And she sends me Marco Polos, and I'm terrible about washing them. I'm the worst friend ever. Okay, I was trying to go back to our outline. Remember that outline? And I was like, oh, here's our outline. These are the things we're going to talk about. Yeah.
I cannot.
So we have some sort of
I
format.
can't be responsible for your
Gratitude.
outline.
Can we do gratitude? I know we did it
Gratitude.
once today already,
Yeah.
but let's do it again for the fans. For the friends. I don't know if they call themselves fans.
No, the haters.
That's sad for them. Yeah, do you guys want to be called haters? You get to make it up. Outline for podcast. All right. Wait, hang on. Story time? I guess I
you
sold
have many
like,
a story
stories in there.
about Sky
Did we
Raising.
do a health item? We did not do a health item.
Oh, you did a health item. You said don't drink soda or don't eat
Yeah, you shouldn't
stuff
have
from
sugar.
a
Sugar's
can.
terrible for you, but that's terrible too. But here's one. I pick one essential oil, a favorite smell, or maybe like an incense that you have or whatever, and use it every time you do a certain task. Particularly good for meditating. So I know, okay, when I smell this, I'm meditating. Or if you're like, have one, oh, I smell this, I'm sleeping. I also have one that I use that makes Doug all horny. And when I'm mad at him, I'll put that in the diffuser and be like, no, because I'm a bitch.
No.
How many times
no
have I
effect
turned
on
you down for sex in the course of our marriage?
Only when I tell dad jokes.
Well, we would never have sex. You would tell dad jokes all the time.
Yeah, but
No,
some
but
of them are good.
That's not the point. How many times have I turned you down for sex?
Not many. A handful.
That's right. Your right handful. Get yourself some lotion, kid.
Yeah.
You're on your own. Get on the uncomfortable couch because the orange couch is not here to save you. Okay. So, Health item, a local news item. I think we covered
Well, we
it.
talked a little
I
bit.
have.
Well,
Okay, I have. This is an international news item.
international coming.
New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah.
You know, because it's on the east coast.
It's on the
of
East
Florida,
Coast.
as opposed to the west coast. Where we live.
Judging.
They found a giant octopus. It was like in
Yeah.
like what was it, a tidal pool or something? I don't know, but it was
Yeah.
fucking giant ass
See,
octopus. I
now,
want to go there.
I
and
was
love
under
it
the
and hug
understanding
it.
that only Pacific Ocean had giant octopi.
I don't know. I just want to go there and be its friend.
You want to like love it? It'll
Well,
think
luckily it'll be the
gonna
same. It'll
it's
be
gonna
like-
mate with your hair.
Fuck yeah, I'll fucking octopus. That's cool. I have certain.
That's
animals.
my wife.
I feel there's certain animals I feel like
A kinship.
that I feel like people can have sex with.
Nah, I don't think that's true.
Dolphins,
No, I don't think people
octopus.
should have. Because there's no way you can get consent, except for a gorilla.
No,
'cause
a
gorilla, that
dolphins
gorilla
are,
can sign
dolphins
language.
are rapey as fuck.
Yeah, I know they're rapey. They want to have sex with everything, but that's not consent.
No, I think that the people don't consent. But if you consent, it's cool. If you
Oh, so the consent is
If
back
you-
put on the human.
if you and the animal agree, I'm cool with that. It's between you. I don't disagree.
Knock yourself out.
But some guy at Busch Gardens, and I thought it was recent, but it was old. I just came across the article recently. He sodomized a flamingo to death. How do you even do that? Where is that guy today? I want to know if anybody wants to look up where the flamingo fucker went. Oh no, sodomizer. It was a sodomizer went. That would be great. Okay, so not.
All I can imagine is just this like poof of pink feathers that like a pillow fight, like when a pillow breaks open and it's like just poof of feathers and this guy's running out of the thing, zipping up his pants. Anyways,
I guess our international item could be that the Lord has risen. In theory.
yeah, I haven't heard anything today from him, so he must be up there
I think
somewhere.
you might be watching us. We love you.
Fucking crash of lightning down and right.
I listen. I make fun of Catholicism, but I have like a
What-
very
hey,
spiritual
whatever,
relationship
you know,
with the
I
world.
don't know.
We should talk about
Whatever.
not today because it's getting late, but we should talk about my experience with ayahuasca and how it relates to my spiritual faith and how, the evolution of that. And you know, we've already talked about my mixed relationship with Catholicism. You know, and their priest parades. You know, of child molestation and whatnot. Okay, so the song of the day was something by Joan Jett.
No, it was Muck Sticky, super fresh.
Super fresh Muck Sticky. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Super fresh.
So do you have some sort of animal? Oh, you gave us
Animal thing of the
facts.
day was that Croczilla down in the Everglades there.
You did some sort of story today.
Did I do a story? I told stories about things. Yes.
We want to do. This is a thing. That
I told the story about a sky blast.
oh God.
That was funny. No, it
So
wasn't.
one thing that we want to do, and this is so stupid, but like we want to get like our goal, like my wildest fantasy would be that at the end of this year, the podcast is doing so well and Doug's music's doing so well that we can go on an RV, travel, and have Doug do his music, and while we do the podcast, while we live in an RV, that's all like off-grid savvy and stuff. Like I'm so excited about it; it makes me dance. I want to get sponsored by a company that's going to pay for it, and like that would be like my ultimate fantasy. Is that crazy?
I have bigger fish to fry. Than
I
that.
also want to go to Burning Man, and my idea for Burning Man is that we get all of the Florida people together, and we do a Florida Man at Burning Man, and we have like it be like all like trailer park, and like we have like our fake grass, and we each bring like we get a bunch of people, we each set up a mini golf hole, and we have our own like mini golf course at our camp, so like people can come and play mini golf, or they can come be rednecks, and we'll have like pink flamingos and fake grass and a little picket fence and our trailer. I don't know. That was
now
just my
what we
idea.
need is to meet people in Florida with RVs that want to go to Burning Man.
We need to go to the Florida has a local burn. It was actually it's either coming up or it
burn.
just passed.
Like,
We
what do
need
they
to
think
learn
called
how
a
to
burn?
camp. Oh, the
Those
sprinklers are turning on.
That means we gotta go.
They don't shoot inside.
Did you hear that? That's
I
my
was
stomach.
worried that it was leaking. We've had problems with the sprinklers. And like we have a lawn guy that comes, and a fertilizer guy that comes, and the sprinkler is all included in our rent. Thank God. And we have a pool guy that comes. We just say hi to him. We like, you know, last year I got stuff for everybody for Christmas, but this year we didn't.
This year we went like this when they showed up. They were like, all right.
I would tell them. I'd be like, my husband lost his shop. We have no money. I'm so sorry. We'll get you next year. And we overwent last year because we'd just gotten there. We full tipped them, so I think we were in pretty good shape. But what was we talking about? What was,
Going to Burning Man, setting up a mini golf hole.
So
et cetera, et cetera.
I would love to be able to travel in an RV, but like we realize that we're like, I know how to do some outdoorsy stuff, But like, there's a lot of stuff I never learned because I moved schools a lot, and I had like a really rough home life, so I didn't learn a lot in school. But my grandparents were awesome, but and my mom's, it was really hard, and I was moved back and forth constantly. I moved so many schools, it was just really hard, and like relatives and whatnot. But anyway, so I was like, well, I want to learn how to do that stuff. Let's like, I want to get like the Boy Scout thing. Like, I never got to do that, and Doug and I were talking about how we want to get all like the Scout books, like from the very beginning, like the Weeblos, and we want to do absolutely everything. So if anybody has those books kicking around, they're not using them, wants to send them to us, we would love that, because we want to be Stacy and Doug Scouts, and we'll have like little Scout ceremonies, and you guys could scout along with us.
We were gonna have our own Scout troop.
That could be a different segment. And the other thing too,
I'm not selling that popcorn though. Forget that.
We're not gonna sell popcorn
Sold
or
enough
cookies.
popcorn in my day.
You just buy your own popcorn or cookies. We'll have our own money. We don't have our own money, but maybe we should sell popcorn and cookies. I will make you some special popcorn and cookies.
We did popcorn the other day, and I caramelized some sugar in a pan. I drizzled it over the. Yeah, it was actually.
I can't write things down so I don't forget, because I can't do more than one thing at once. Clearly,
needs,
a butterfly goes by, and I'm like, oh, what are we talking about again?
That's
okay. So that's my goal, is to do those.
And it's 9:30. This is the longest
so
podcast we've
maybe
had.
one day it's not the longest podcast we had. We
Close.
still have to do gratitude. We still have to interact with our guests. Okay. So one day we hope to have working on our badges. So working on our badges. If you have a Weeblo book or any of the Scouts in between, please send them to us. If you have, there was a question we had before that we wanted an answer to, but I don't know what it was. Also, no one has guessed what I got my varsity letter in. What is wrong? Why can't you guess? Anyway, okay, what we're thankful for? Oh, cooking. We told them the white trash ravioli.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
carbonara. Gratitude.
Gratitude. I am grateful that we have had a fun time on this podcast, and that people joined in on the fun.
I am grateful that my stepson reached out to me because he was having a bad day, and that made me feel really special, and I was so glad I was able to make him feel a little bit better.
I'm grateful that we had leftovers.
I'm not grateful that he was having a rough time.
I was grateful that we had leftovers today, so I didn't really have to cook anything from scratch.
I am grateful that, so that was 3, so I have to say one. I don't remember a lot about today. Oh, I'm grateful that we're killing it at Mario.
I'm grateful to have the lights still on to play Mario.
It's 5. I am grateful. I had a conversation online with some women about domestic violence today, and I was really glad that we were able to support one another. I'm sad that we knew each other for that reason.
Yes.
Unrelated note, back to my stepson. I'm so proud of him. Both of my stepsons and my girls. I'm so proud of all of you. Go ahead.
I have to do more gratitude. Oh, I'm grateful for that. Culver's just rocks. It was under.
You didn't do the coupon.
I didn't do
Full
the coupon.
price, 2 burgers.
It was $17.
What?
It was $17. 2 burgers, 1 fry.
Yeah, we
boom.
can't afford to spend $17 on a single meal, especially of that quality. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, no, but look, that's protein. I needed protein today because I had potatoes for breakfast and lunch.
Not basketball. No coordination. It was not basketball.
Although you did play basketball back at
school.
Bishop Sheehan or whatever. This is Bishop somebody.
It was at St. Anne's, and it was at CYO basketball.
Oh, CYO, cover your own.
Coach. And there was a girl in my class who had like chubby thighs, and I always wanted to be like her. And now I have the chubbiest thighs ever.
You got your wish. You got your basketball wish. That's like a movie from the 80s. Speaking of movies from the 80s, not this weekend, but last weekend, we watched Revenge of the Nerds.
Highly recommended.
Revenge of the Nerds. You could not
make that movie. I love those movies that you can't watch today. Like, I feel like you should have like a drinking game or like a shot game or some sort of game where you like take a drink or a toke every time
there's something you
can't do today. Oh my god, I would laugh my head off.
The nerds set up cameras in the women's dorm to see them and all.
And you saw full bush.
And then
you don't see that anymore.
There was sort of a forcible rape scene when he was wearing a Darth Vader outfit and then took the helmet off and.
Yeah, you can't have sex with someone and lie and pretend you're somebody else while you have a Darth Vader mask on. That's not okay.
There was that, and then there was...
Not even if you're a dolphin.
There was... No. So, anyways, you know, not that we want to go back to those things, but there were certain things in that movie that you just could not do today, and
but the thing about it is, like, I don't know, like, we joke about everything, and a lot of the stuff that we joke about is, like, inappropriate or, like, it's like, well, how could you joke about this thing that is so sad? But that's our coping mechanism. It's like literally all we have. I mean, Doug has music, but like you guys have heard me sing. It's not good. Like I should not sing or wink. Or what else should I not do? Sing or wink or...
Apparently ice skate because that you missed a year of school by injuring your head.
9 months, I
when you
think.
were a kid.
I remember 6
You
months.
shouldn't
I think
do
it was
that.
6 months. I think I missed the whole half of... I think it was 6th grade, but I could be wrong.
But there's certainly
So,
things that I shouldn't be doing,
like being old.
like math.
We
not do math.
have different. Actually, it's something we had a whole conversation about this weekend. We have different qualities. We have different flaws, and I think we balance each other out. However, as my husband so graciously admitted on the podcast the other night, he likes to be the best at everything.
Yes, I do.
So if I do something well, it bothers him. That feels great for me.
But oddly, I don't.
Marital hate.
But I don't. It ends at that. Like I don't feel like I need the newest car, the newest phone, or the nicest clothes, or whatever. Right? But
No, he
when
just
it
can't
comes to
admit
things
that
that
his
matter,
wife
right?
is better
Like,
at Mario than him. Or
oh,
if his
you're
wife-
very much better at
But-
Mario.
and if
than
I give him,
and my
like-
son is better at
if
Mario
I give
Kart
him
than me.
if I give him life advice, he ignores it. I will say the same thing 100 times.
Look.
Someone else says it once. Oh my God! It's the most brilliant idea.
Here's the thing: I'm like 3 times your age, so I should know better, right? I can't be taking advice from some youngin like you. Not gonna do it. You can stare all you want. I can feel your eyes.
Look at how it's working out for you. Just saying, maybe if we
Look.
listen to our wife.
I landed you, didn't I?
Yeah,
Landed-
how's that working out for
Well,
you?
it's not so bad sometimes.
It's pretty fucking awful.
Why is it awful?
I'm sick all the time.
Well, you make me do these podcasts till 9:36 at night.
Okay, so I don't know how many grateful things we did. I think
Oh,
probably
great! We did a bunch of grateful things.
one more each.
One more each.
Okay, I am grateful. I'm grateful that this nice, cool Florida night, because it's like the coolest night we've had in a long time. But it feels so like nice. Like the weather is amazing. Okay, go ahead.
I am grateful that you felt well enough to do this podcast and had a half.
Not really,
Not
drugs.
like a half
Thank you,
decent day.
cannabis.
But anyway, that was that.
I did not have a half. Why do you think I had a half decent day?
Well, you kind of had a half decent
I
day.
had to take
You were
cannabis
having,
at 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
but you were all having fun.
If he says so. I was able to distract myself.
Which was
today.
better than the day before when you had a terrible headache and your illness symptoms, like on top of it. So today you
I
only had one
remember.
thing, one of those of the.
No,
of
today I
the-
woke up like super nauseous. I was super nauseous all day. I kept trying to poop. I did poop one time, but it wasn't enough. And I have these weird cysts on my tits that are very painful that I've had ever since I had my biopsy. And I'm really sick of being fucking sick. I'm tired. And sometimes I get this feeling like I'm anxious, but it's not. Like, I'm not anxious in my brain. It's like my body feels anxious, and I have no idea what the fuck that is.
So, like, one of our pastimes is we'll sit and talk about, like, what we do. We win the lottery, what we would do that day. I would order her up an IV nurse to come to the house and give her, like, certain
Oh my
IVs.
God.
Like,
D, NAC,
magnesium.
glutathione, magnesium.
Get you back
C,
into shape. So,
yeah.
so maybe money can buy happiness, because if you're healthy, we're both happy, and we're doing
Well,
better.
and maybe like one of these days, like we could get like a health clinic or a doctor that's like, hey, I can fix you. I know all the Lyme
We'll do
community.
that live. We'll
I will,
poke her full of
if you
needles
can
live
heal me,
on,
I will
on the
plug you.
podcast.
I will literally plug your business every day for the rest of my life if you can heal me. I will do it for free. Every day the rest of my life, I will plug your business if you can heal me.
Look at that.
Okay,
Going out
there you
for
go.
a
I don't have any money though.
Okay.
You're gonna have to foot the bill. Okay. Just gonna do it for free. Sorry. Okay. So and the last thing I'm always thankful for is our listeners. Yay! Our
Haters.
friends. Thank you so much for everybody who follows us. Let's go through those comments. Okay. So starting at the top, the flamingo in the pool is
Yes,
photobombing.
it's doing
Yeah,
that
they're
right
having
now.
a good
Look at it.
time.
It's peeking out.
Wait, sometimes they'll be just like, whoo, 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 whoo.
I did a time lapse of them one day, and
It
it
was really good.
fantastic.
The other thing was that we had we talked about, like, because of the crazy things I say playing video games, we talked about putting cameras in so that people
Yeah.
could watch us live, but like sometimes
Say
I say
horrible
stuff,
things.
I say some
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Oh,
Like if you
bad,
think
bad things.
if you think, what was it, cunt goblins? If you think cunt goblins is bad, you should definitely not watch us.
That's trademark, by the way. You use that, you have to send us $1.
$1
$1.50
every time.
maybe.
Every time you say cunt goblins.
Something like that.
So anyway, we yeah, so we talked about putting cameras, but I don't know, cooler heads prevailed. We do think about, like, well, then like we're an inch from a reality show. Well, maybe it's time for a reality show. Who knows? We are whores. We will do anything for your money. If I can be on an OnlyFans channel, you can suck a dick.
Nobody wants to see me do anything.
I don't know if that's true. I'll take the BLB. I think he sees means B&B.
B&B.
You don't want to come until we're over our ramen noodles phase. It's not ramen noodles. It's macaroni carbonara, but whatever. Pronouns or yogurt. His pronoun is yogurt.
It's sour cream and chive.
Sour cream and chive. Okay, cool.
Sour cream and
we
onion,
make homemade
maybe.
yogurt in the Instant Pot all the time. Highly recommend
Good
it.
stuff.
It tastes like a cross between ice cream and goat cheese. It's fantastic.
Oh.
The right job is out for you. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. I really hope he'll do his music and sell a song. And if you are looking for original music, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. Nothing's been released yet. There is a peak of Perfectville on his website, douglasgear.com. If you look under bio, there's a record. Click on the record, and that song will play for you. It's amazing. She was already partying in the woods. Well, we were doing that when we were young.
I said if you have weed and there's a cop, you just ran into the woods. That's how people like.
Yeah, I'm from the country. The cops are in the woods with you. Well, but I'm from Berkeley. We had at one point more stills than we had people in the town, like moonshine stills.
Worcester didn't have a lot of woods, so that was a big thing.
Yeah, I'd rather live in Berkeley. Yeah, most cops are good. Few are on a power trip, and I think a lot of them are burnt out by the job. It's a thankless job, and they're required to do so much, and it's so stressful. And people are just fucking looking to antagonize them. When our friend Huddy retired, I was so grateful, and it was so sad because he, as much as he was done with his job and it was time to retire, he was so sad that he was going to miss helping people in that way. And his dad told Doug this great story about how Huddy, when he was, a young officer, laid on the ground on the cement and held someone's hand for hours while they were cut out of their car.
Yeah, they were in an overturned car.
He
just got down there.
He's the biggest marshmallow on the planet. He has the best smile. He has the best laugh. Huddy, we love you. And I made him a painting, and I hope he likes it because I worked so hard. I was so stressed. I cried the whole time.
I think you like Huddy better than me.
I would totally run off with Huddy. I would totally run. First of all, he's on 5 acres. He has a bunch of nut trees.
All right, we'll see you. He's good. He's a good man. So go ahead.
He's a Jeep guy. He's funny as fuck. Yeah, I love Huddy. I would totally run off with Huddy.
Fine.
Hey, Huddy.
Huddy, what do you got? Just give me. I got to get something back in return. It's like a trade.
What about some nuts?
It's in the NFL.
Huddy, you want Huddy's
nuts? Huddy's nuts.
Okay. Yes, I am stupid most of the time, so that's reasonable. We did not find a new toilet seat. We did not leave the house. I wasn't feeling well at all.
We keep
I think
talking
Doug
about
went to the store a couple times or whatever. But
we're going to go to Sanibel to find the toilet seat in the tree.
Yeah, we never did. We never went to what do you call it?
Costco. We're going to go to Costco.
We didn't go grocery shopping.
Yeah,
we didn't go to
nothing.
Sanibel. I was not feeling well. I honestly, I put
grandiose plans.
I put absolutely every bit of energy I have into the podcast, and I collapse afterwards. All day, I'm just chilling out, and then I come in and do the podcast, and that's it. There was something we talked about though. It was we missed doing it this weekend. We missed everybody.
I missed kind of the interaction, but
it's work.
It is a little work.
It's work. It takes a lot of energy. Let us know if you try the white trash carbonara, Tracy, because yeah. Oh, okay. So pie caking is a 3-layer dessert with 1 cake layer and two entire pies inside. The bottom layer is a sweet pecan pie followed by a layer of pumpkin pie. Finally, a spiced cake layer. Both pie layers have a real pie crust.
It sounds like a lot of work.
I like a turducken.
I'd rather have 3 separate things.
Most kids look like aliens. Yeah, babies. A lot of babies look like aliens. Maybe they are aliens. Let me tell you something. When you're pregnant, it feels like aliens. They're and I had twins, so it was crazy.
That's 2 aliens.
Some ugly babies grow up to be
aliens.
beautiful. I'm still waiting. Actually, I was a cute baby. I have 1 picture of me as a baby. My dad used to sing to me the Beatles' "Day in the Life" while waking me up every day. Get up, get out of bed, drag a comb across your head. Somebody spoke. I went into a dream, all while tickling me. And I don't know the song. Can you sing it?
That's a drug reference. So
Okay, but can you
we
sing
might
it?
want to send. Yeah, we might have.
Can you sing the fucking song?
Woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my ding 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 ding. all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the song. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I can't ring. Captain Bill, I have not been to Titusville. I have no idea where that is, but we did go to Captain Steve's Swamp Buggy Tours, which was awesome, and then we did airboat tours. I don't know who it was, but it was awesome.
It was Captain somebody.
I don't remember.
Captain apostrophe N.
Thank you for fixing the flamingos for OCD.
right.
He did
It
that
looks a
as we
little
started.
better,
He said,
yeah.
"Can you move
Looks
over?
a little better.
Can you move over?
Yeah.
Can you move over?" It's not the flamingos that we fix. It's where we're sitting. It takes 10 years for the insurance to pay out in hurricane claims. These poor people. We actually have a claim we have to submit for our hotel. I just haven't done it yet because we've just had one thing after fucking another. Thank you so much for the prayers. She's just having a rough time. No April vacation. Oh, I thought they had a bunch of little vacations. Who the hell knows? But there were kids out. I don't know what I was writing down, so I don't forget.
Oh, she thought your letter was in basketball or chorus.
It's not in basketball or chorus, but what did she want me to write down so I don't forget?
I
I don't
we
know,
forgot
Tracy.
because we don't have a pen.
We forgot. You're in charge of writing things down. She said you got it. I don't know what that is, but we love you. We appreciate
Good
everybody who watches. I know Todd's here a lot. Tracy's here a lot. Deb's here a lot. Who is here today? Mostly Tracy and Todd. We're they're in our spot.
Our
Everybody
key
that watch-
contributors.
On you, we love you guys. Thank you
And
so
fact
much.
check.
And fact checked. Oh, super helpful.
Pie cake and fact checker.
If there's anything you guys want us to cover, if there's something you want us to do different, if you think that we just talk about nothing,
Do we need more boob jiggling? Do we need less boob jiggling?
I
Do we
didn't really
need
do
more
any
poop
jiggling
stories?
today. Oh, I didn't have any poop stories. Oh, I have a thing. I was laying in bed this morning, and I sneezed. I went, achoo, and then the snot went up my face, and it sucked.
Well, that's a tough problem to have.
My life's hard,
Well,
but your life is too, and
Try-
we're all
yeah,
gonna make the best of it.
try not to sneeze next time.
We love
That's what
you.
what
Have a
to
great
do.
night.
Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow, same bat channel. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.